What's going on, everybody? Hello, it is Monday, February 22nd, and my screen is frozen. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know what the heck's going on. Why don't I restart right now and get it over with? There we go. Should be working now. Let's see, is the microphone working? Yes, the microphone is working. Holy crap, it's working. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good out there. It's Monday, February 22nd. This is Brandon for Brandon's Show. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I did. It actually feels like it's been like a week since we've been on the show. So I'm happy to be back. And we got some stuff to talk about. Oh boy, did you see that new footage from Mars? No way that could be faked. Wow. Anyway, maybe we'll take a look at that. Maybe we won't. I don't know. Anyway, we got some stuff to talk about. I found some interesting things when I was looking on, not Wikipedia. Shoot, Julian Assange's thing. What was it called? Hold on, I got it right here somewhere. Holy crap, I cannot remember the name. WikiLeaks. Dang, WikiLeaks. I was looking for NASA on WikiLeaks and I came across something interesting, so I'll share that with you. And then Travis is going to be on. He's been doing a lot of analysis on Sky Free. Yeah, thank you, Brandon C. and Mark. Thank you very much. My brain froze up there for a minute. He's been doing some interesting analysis on Sky Free's videos. So he's going to talk about that. I think he's got some other stuff to bring up. So that should be interesting, and we'll see where else it goes. But let me right now put the Streamlabs link in the chat. If you want to support the show with the donation, you can do it through Streamlabs or Super Chat. And I'll pin that to the top of the chat and read your messages off if you so desire. And tried something new. So Jeremy turned me on to something called, what is it called? It is called Crypto Tab. And I'm into crypto a little bit, but it's like a browser that you install and it mines in the background your Bitcoin in the background. So he's been using it for a while and he says he's cashed out. So it'll just sit here in the background taking up computing power. So I won't leave this open very long or else our show will get all sucked down. But there is a link here, and I'll paste that link into there. I've had it on here for a couple days, and obviously it hasn't made much. I think I've made 2 cents, but it just sits in the background, churning away, using up your CPU. I don't know if it uses up your bandwidth, but if you have unlimited internet, that's no problem. So if you want to give this a try and install it, this is my referral code. So everybody who signs up under me, I get a piece of what they mine, and then anybody that signs up under them, they get a piece. So it's kind of a pyramid scam that doesn't cost you any money. I don't know if this is a good deal or if it's not a good deal, but it seems like free money to me. So I'm going to give it a try. And if anybody runs into any problems with it or knows of any issues with it, let me know. But it seems like a pretty decent deal. So give that a try here. I will paste the link in here and close this out so the show doesn't get drowned down with processing power. And what is wrong with this mouse? I swear to God. Electricity. Yes, electricity does cost money. That's true. I don't know how much it costs to run the CPU, but there's the link. So give it a try if you feel like it. All right. We'll get this mouse to work eventually. Anyway, let me give a shout out to, Mark Collard says, check out Library. Yes, I do have Library actually. And what's funny is I installed it like a year ago, and I was going to set up a Library channel, and it wouldn't work with my videos for some reason. Like it just took forever, and it was bogging down. It wouldn't upload my videos, or it just kept failing. So I was like, screw this. And I know that you got those Library coins for doing that, and that they shot up at some point. So yeah, that would have been a good one. The cat is not got the mouse page. That is good culprit there. I've actually got her trained not to sit on my computer now. I got this stand that slants it so she can't sit on it, physically can't sit on it because she'll slide off of it. But what she's taken to is sitting in my chair, and then when I come into my office to sit down, giving me dirty looks. So that's her new thing. But trust me, she's always around. Anyway, speaking of page 42, shout out to page 42. Grave Dodger, Mark Collard, Ian Adams, Matrix Media, Earth LARP Dumpster Fire, Taking Back Eden FB, Ian Adams, Amanda Young, Matrix Media, Mark Collard, YouTube. You got a video you put in there. I just put up Nathan versus Rumpus rap. He's got a link in the chat. Check that out. And let's see who else. Almost Unbelievable. What's up, Ranty? Brandon C. Good crowd to start off the show. Bill G. David Wrestler. Alexander Lightwater. And let's see who else. If I missed you, I do apologize. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Well, let's go check out what's going on in Discord and say hello to everybody and see how they're doing.
Finlay. Hi, Brandon.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Well, even Travis's Old English, it comes from the word traverse, which means to travel, traverse.
Or to go across like a river.
I can't find the quote.
How's it going tonight, guys?
It's not very easy to find. It's really strange.
Can you guys hear me?
It's really great. It's an absolutely fantastic quote. But,
yeah, that must be the problem.
I'm going to plug it again.
There we go.
A New England Yankee in Connecticut. No, in King Arthur. Yeah. Was it a Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court is an absolutely fantastic book.
What up, Brandon?
By Mark Twain.
What's up, guys? My microphone wasn't working. Mark, I said hello. I tried to say hello, and I got it working now, though. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Brandon?
Everything's good, Brandon.
Good. We got Travis in the house. What's up, Travis? What book are you pushing, man?
Mark and I were just reminiscing. He was driving somewhere, and he said that he was going to start listening to Tom Sawyer. And I told him to watch out for this great quote that I thought he would appreciate. And I was just looking it up right now because he didn't remember coming across it. But...
Oh, okay. And we got Jimbo in the house. What's up, Jimbo?
Hey, not too much.
Sans Serif?
That's Mark.
Ah, Mark, you got a different icon today. What's going on?
Yeah, it's the same idea of a font. Whenever I go into Jose's channel, I'm sans serif. It's still a font as Helvetica Bold.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. What's with the font? Why do you choose font names?
It sounds good, doesn't it? Sans serif is a first name and a surname.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it could be a name.
Well,
if ever you want
a font without a certain characteristic that other fonts have is a sans serif.
If ever you want a fictitious name, just use a font.
Bro, Comic Sans will fuck you up.
Yeah, don't use that one.
And Jeremy, what's up, Jeremy?
What up, chillin'?
Yeah, so Jeremy, I told everybody about that crypto tab before the show and gave the link just so you know, since you hooked me up with that.
Nice, yeah. It's an easy way to get a little bit of crypto. You ain't gonna get rich or nothing off it, but make a few bucks if they want. Help support the show and get a couple bucks for themselves, yeah.
Mark Collard was reminding me that Library, that video service, I don't know how well it's doing these days, but he says he made a few bucks off of that too, just watching videos. Oh.
What is it?
Library. It's like a YouTube alternative. They have their own coin.
Oh yeah, I think I looked into that before.
Yeah.
This one's easy. You ain't got to do nothing. You just let it run passively in the background. Like I've had my shit running for like a month now, and I don't even touch it.
Right. Yeah, I noticed it would. I was thinking that it was going to drown my computer out when I was just sitting there watching videos, but it didn't really impact it that much, unless I.
It knows if you're trying to use the computer, it'll slow itself down because it doesn't like it doesn't take priority, if that's the right word. I'm not a big computer guy, so
It's like a torrent working in the background.
Yeah, and you can turn the speed down too. I noticed, but it hasn't impacted my computer use at all. Because if it did, if it slowed my computer down, I'd be like, "Fuck that," and I'd turn it off.
Yeah.
But anyway, so what's new, guys? Anything cool happen over the weekend, or see anything good?
Well, Travis and I were discussing literature. We've done that on a number of times. You know the idea of if you're stuck on a desert island and you've got one choice of a chosen book. Desert Island Discs.
Oh.
Does anybody have a favorite book?
I mean, my favorite book would be How to Survive on a Desert Island.
That's a good one.
How to teach the natives on that island is they're on a flat Earth.
Okay.
There you go.
It would be probably The Count of Monte Cristo or Robinson Crusoe.
Count of Monte. Yeah, I would say that one. Yeah. Go on, Bob. Bob Doodle. What would be?
Well, there is this book. I don't know if you guys have heard of it. It's called.
Oh my God, he's gonna say it.
Oh gosh.
Never heard of it.
No shit.
Never heard of it.
No,
The Cat, Dr. Seuss.
That's probably not what you're looking for.
Yeah, well, we were talking about books of fiction, so
There's a series of books that I like. It's called the Ender series, but it starts with Ender's Game, and then there's several after it. But I really, really like. It's possibly my favorite.
I tell you what,
book series ever.
I had to force myself to read Ender's Game. I mean, absolutely force myself to. It was like getting up and It was like getting up and exercising. I cannot get into sci-fi. The only sci-fi that I've ever read and liked was the Space Odyssey 2001. I've read that, and that was great. I loved it.
You never read that book, A Restaurant on the Edge of the Universe, or whatever it was called there?
Life, the Universe, and everything. Oh, that was good.
Oh, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That one.
Or,
Yeah.
Restaurant at the End of the Universe. Yeah,
Yeah, I read those ones, but I love sci-fi. I'm the exact opposite, Travis. I love sci-fi. Always have.
I used to love sci-fi.
I would love to love it. I would absolutely love to. But like C.S. Lewis has another series. It's a space trilogy. Out of the Silent Planet, The Hideous Strength, and what's the other one? But the very first one, I have tried to read that maybe 5 times, and I get 2 or 3 chapters in. I'm just like, yeah, it's not doing it for me.
You just get audiobooks, man. Oh my bad.
No, it's the same thing. Same thing. I can't listen to it.
I think my book might be 1984. That's kind of a dark book to have as your only book, but it is a good
Brendan,
book.
when was the last time you listened to it or read it?
Oh, it's been probably 15 years.
Oh, you got to do that again.
Yeah, do it again. I did it recently, maybe a couple of months ago, and it's so 2021.
You want Kurt Vonnegut for your sci-fi flat earther. I swear to God, Kurt Vonnegut, he's a flat earther. Just hit it.
I love Vonnegut too. He's good.
I was on the road driving 2.5 years ago, and I fell into a fantastic route that took me up to Lowell, Massachusetts, which was just outside of Boston. I was up there every week, 2 or 3 days out of the week. And they have a Kurt Vonnegut memorial up there. It was really interesting.
He is the greatest American author ever, and truly, he knew the system, and every book is about the system. He is amazing. He even has one about 2 twins that live in the basement of the White House under the Library of Congress, and they're the brains of the president and of America.
Wow.
And they have access to like tunnels and stuff like Pizzagate. And this is written long before Pizzagate. Children Under the White House. Brain to the up. He's amazing.
You also have to read Brandon Animal Farm. Absolutely.
Oh, I've read Animal Farm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep. Good stuff. His essays are good too.
Brandon, have you got a schedule for tonight?
I've got some stuff.
WC
Yeah. I do. I have a few things that we're going to look at. I found something interesting. Why did you have something that you wanted to?
No, we were just talking about Desert Island Discs. So we were choosing our favorite books. What's our favorite music, and what would be our luxury that we would take onto this island with us?
A yacht.
A yacht.
So,
Good choice.
favorite music. What's your favorite?
Wu-Tang Clan. Wu-Tang all day. Wu-Tang forever.
What
no question. No debate.
I'm going with Dark Side of the Moon.
I'd want a volleyball.
Wilson. All right, Wilson.
What's your
what?
What's yours, Travis? Your
I don't know. I don't know.
You come on, Travis. You got to choose. What's your? You've got.
What am I doing? Music?
Yeah. Your favorite album?
My favorite album. The first one that came to my mind was Alan Parsons' Project Eye in the Sky. First thing came to my mind.
Okay.
Simon and Garfunkel. I am a rock. I am an island.
Jolly good. And the other choice was you've only one luxury.
Well, how crazy can we get with this luxury item?
Oh, crazy! Just go ahead.
Is a yacht out of the question, or?
Oh, what?
Well, okay, wait a minute, Jeremy. Can it be your favorite?
It'll be
if you've never
grounded.
experienced
It'll be
it
grounded,
before?
Jeremy.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
ain't
can
gonna
it
work
really
good.
be your favorite if you've never actually experienced, using one before, Jeremy?
What?
No, I've been on Jeremy's yacht. It's really nice, man.
I'm just saying, like you could assume that it would be your favorite, but you can't really claim something as your favorite if you've never actually tried it, right?
Who invited this guy?
I don't even know what are you saying.
You have to.
I don't get invited. I just superimpose myself wherever I please.
You've got to rough it on this desert island, but you've got one choice of a luxury.
Yeah, I'm not sure how this relates to flat Earth, and I come here for fucking flat Earth shit, not fucking desert
Wow,
island.
Jimbo.
I hate to be like,
bro.
Oh, Jim, come
here
on,
to have a
man.
Jimbo
Geez,
free
sorry
zone,
about that. I'll
okay?
hush.
Every party needs a
I'd want a
pooper.
bimbo and some coke
Everybody
on the
needs a
island.
Party pooper.
Okay.
Instead of bimbo and some coke.
I think that's a fair choice. Yeah.
That's excellent. I mean,
A bimbo and coke.
What are
Who
you going to
needs
do when the
anything
Coke runs out, though, Jimbo?
how many kilos can you bring?
It will never be
Infinite.
enough, Jeremy.
My favorite scene. One of my favorite scenes in a movie is from *Romancing the Stone* with Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner, and they're going down. They're in South America in Cartagena, if that's even real. I don't even know if Cartagena is real, but anyway, they come across this drug smuggling airplane that had crashed, full of marijuana. So they start to burn it because it's cold and whatnot. And the scene cuts, and you got Michael Douglas with his face in the smoke, and he comes back. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's what I call a campfire."
Good movie. Good old movie.
I mean, I'd go with a plane full of marijuana. Seems like a good choice to have on this island. It'll probably last you a while.
Yeah, for sure.
I would
Get
go
high, have some coconuts.
I would go for a bottle opener for all the Guinness I would take with me.
I think,
Right, Brandon. It's over to you.
My luxury item might be like a shotgun to blow my head off for when I got really bored on the island. It's going to get pretty boring after a while. But anyway, you read that book 100 times, listen to that same album 100 times. Yeah, bimbo gets old. You're looking for a way out.
The cocaine runs out.
Yeah, cocaine runs out.
The weed's
So
all gone.
I found something interesting over the weekend. I was searching on WikiLeaks, NASA. If you go on NASA and look through all their archives, you can search on NASA, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of results, mostly like cables, pretty mundane stuff, but stuff that they didn't necessarily want public nonetheless. And I came across something that was made public at one time, which is NASA used to run U-2 spy planes. And I don't know if they still do, but so I searched it up, and of all things I found on a NASA website, this little blurb from 1997. Oh, I should probably share my screen. And what it shows on the front is, or at the top, is a picture of the U-2 spy plane, right? That's a U-2 spy plane. And it says, after Francis Gary Powers was shot down over the Soviet Union during a CIA spy flight on 1 May 1960, NASA issued a press release with a cover story about a U-2 conducting weather research that may have strayed off course after the pilot reported difficulties with his oxygen equipment.
Oh, of course. They shoot down a spy plane. You're going to have a story repackaged and ready to go. Oh, we're doing weather experiments. My bad, guys.
Yep. And to bolster the cover-up, they took it even further. A U-2 was quickly painted in NASA markings with a fictitious NASA serial number and put on display for the news media at the NASA Flight Research Center at Edwards Air Force Base in 1960. The next day, Soviet Premier Khrushchev exposed the cover-up by revealing that the pilot had been captured and espionage equipment had been recovered from the wreckage. Oops. Now, I remember hearing about this before because it was a huge deal at the time, and it comes up in the history documentaries and whatnot.
The plane was equipped with stereo photography, so they were, trying to film missile installations, other stuff from high altitude. That's what they found.
Yeah.
Cameras and stereo camera equipment on the plane.
Yep, and I found it was interesting that they immediately went to NASA as their cover for why this plane was out there.
Oh, yeah, they're doing science. NASA's doing science, and we had a little science accident, so it's all
good. Science is a pretty good cover for espionage.
In Vietnam, weather modification that the military was doing was, covered by the USG or U.S. Weather Bureau or whatever, The military passed what they do on, civilian government agencies and stuff. Like nukes were passed under agriculture to blast dirt and create ponds or lakes for farming. All nukes were developed under the agricultural program.
It's science, yeah.
Well, it made me wonder what other NASA operations are actually black budget operations. What else they're covering for? What other of their little programs are actually front for something else?
Well, one of their big conspiracies is Velcro and sticking kids to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Honestly, nothing would surprise me at this point. I wouldn't be surprised with anything.
It's like as if Velcro would never have been invented unless we had.
Yes, where would we be without them and their Velcro and Tang?
Duct tape.
What I learned about Velcro.
With their money, all I do is buy up the patents and claim they're developed at NASA. That's all you do. And that's what a lot of people do. They develop things and they sell the rights to them.
Yeah.
That's
all NASA would really even need to do to say they were doing stuff. You're getting $50 million a day. That'll buy a lot of fucking pens. I'm surprised they don't have more shit accredited to them.
Well, the patenting privatizes it too. We're paying for all this development, research, whatever, and the patents, and well, they restrict us from even taking advantage of them.
Well, what they do is they sell the patent, which somebody will buy for a large price, and then we end up paying more for the goods and services because they had to buy this technology instead of NASA just giving it away for free, which is what they should have done,
Yeah, your taxes bought NASA in the first place.
Can someone explain to me why there's a discussion about NASA involving Velcro?
I don't know.
It-
That's a good question.
Well, that's because if you stick some Velcro on the ceiling and you have kids with curly hair, you can just stick them to the ceiling on the Velcro.
It's anecdotal that NASA invented Teflon and Velcro and all the other things that we use.
Okay, from what I understand, NASA absolutely did not invent Velcro.
Well, that's good. That's nice.
You buzzkill, Bob. Jesus.
I thought I had heard a story about it, and I found it. I found it right here. This is the story of Velcro. 1948, a man named George de Mestro was walking his dog in the Alps in Switzerland. He noticed that burrs were stuck to his dog's fur. They were also stuck to his socks, pants, jacket, blah, blah, blah. Basically, he noticed, do you guys have burrs where you live? I don't know. We have them here.
Yeah, we got them.
Basically, they stick to your clothes
yeah.
like when you're walking through the forest sometimes. So the guy basically had
And
this
your
happen to
cat.
himself and his dog, and he invented Velcro. Nothing to do with NASA.
You sure?
What about Teflon?
I mean, you probably just don't understand, Bob.
What about Tang?
Yeah, Teflon was invented by the
that's
same.
the twist. He was
Teflon is
when he
tetrafluoroethylene.
Sure, I'm trying to talk,
It
guys.
was
Pretty sure it was
invented
about me.
by
me
Dow
guys.
Chemical, and that's Teflon, tetrafluoroethylene, Dow Chemical Company.
What about nylon?
Can you guys not hear me?
Yeah,
We hear you.
no.
We hear you.
I was gonna say that Teflon was invented by the same guy that did Velcro when he watched water go off a duck's back. He's like, "Hey, yeah, I could make something like that."
You know, nylons used to be. You guys ever seen the light bulb conspiracy on YouTube?
No,
I advise everyone to go check that out.
Look at that. They
Nylons.
didn't make Tang either.
they didn't make
They
Tang
used to make
either.
Crap all for humanity. They're a waste.
All they did was
When they
boost
first
sales.
started-
Sorry,
when they
Jeremy.
first started making nylons, they used to make them strong enough to pull a Mack truck. But then they realized, they're lasting forever, and people aren't buying a lot of them. So they made them thinner and thinner over the years, to where now if you get a little tear in it, the thing's shot, and you got to go buy a new pair. It's called planned obsolescence. And I advise everyone to look into the light bulb conspiracy on YouTube. It's free. It's like an hour and a half, I think, 2 hours maybe.
Isn't it like I was told that like with the original light bulb, the way it was designed, it wouldn't break. It would keep going.
Good. How you doing, man?
Okay, yeah, I'll have to check this out. This light bulb conspiracy. I think you mentioned that one time before. That sounds interesting. Yeah, they want things
Everybody
to
should
break.
watch that right now.
Apple does that with their phones. I'm sure the other ones do too.
Stop the show. Everyone go watch this right now. No, I'm just
Yeah. Pause.
So anyway, so that's interesting that we're finding out that these little factoids that we think about NASA are total bullshit. That Velcro, they didn't invent Velcro. They didn't invent Tang. They just popularized it more.
Oh, Teflon.
They didn't invent Teflon. So what the fuck did they invent? What did they do?
They invented CGI?
They
Yes.
did actually. They actually really did invent CGI.
the Hubble.
Come on.
Hubble-
I swear
the
to
Hubble-
fucking God.
The Hubble and Adobe Photoshop have the same anniversary, if that's not a coincidence.
You guys have never seen this? Travis, you've never seen this? That NASA invented CGI?
No.
Yeah,
Go
yeah, I
ahead. I haven't
swear to
seen it.
God.
Well, how are they going to come up with all the space shit unless they make CGI?
Here's an article from Vox, not the greatest source in the world, but you know, we're talking about NASA, so it's all fantasy, right?
Brenner.
What? Huh?
Isn't that Yul Brynner?
It is. Good movie, Westworld. Good series too, actually. I like that series on HBO. How Mars photos inspired the first CGI. It all began with a simple transmission of binary code. The first computer graphics in a movie came from another historic film first. Flyby photos of Mars.
What about green screen? Is there any history on that?
I don't know about green screen. Who invented that? Let's look it up. If that's NASA, I'm just gonna shit my pants right here. Who invented Green screen. Richard Udland.
Who worked for NASA?
Probably. Let's see. It does sound like a NASA type name, doesn't it? Let's see here. History, predecessors.
Do Control F NASA.
All right.
Walt Disney's in there.
No mentions. No mentions.
Oh, that's a shame.
Let's see if CIA is in here. See if they had anything to do with green screen or OSS. Nope. Nope. I guess this doesn't have any
Oh, you got
intelligence.
Disney.
Disney. Okay.
Oh, okay. There's the intelligence connection then, right? 1920s.
That's the connection. Disney wasn't your top 5 weirdos. One of them, Walt Disney.
Yep.
Another night.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There you go. There's Disney. Now we've connected it to the conspiracy, guys.
Yeah.
We need to make a wall. We need to have a wall with all the stuff on it and then red yarn going from each thing, connecting it all. I love that.
We just have like a room full of yarn. If we had it on all walls, it'd just be moving around. We couldn't move through the room. So these U-2 spy planes, back to this, this interesting little thing here. It makes sense actually that they would use NASA to cover for something like that. If you think about where NASA's origin came from, which was partly out of the intelligence agencies when Project Paperclip recruited the Nazis and brought them over.
Yeah, and smart bombs.
Yeah. Smart bombs. Oh, yeah, and these U-2 spy planes, these are pretty similar to something that the Germans developed too, right? This is the same technology. This is Werner von Braun's technology, isn't it? Or at least an offshoot of it. No? Am I wrong? Yeah.
No, yeah. As far as we know, the Americans and the Russians wanted to get into Germany to the smart mines of rocket technology, and the Operation Paperclip. You're correct on that one.
Yeah.
The Americans looked after the Nazi rocket engineers, but the Russians treated them quite badly, according to the narrative.
World's first jet, the Henkel Hay. Let's see, that was an English one. There was one that the Germans were working on during the war. I can't remember.
Well, you got the V1 and the V2 rockets that was bombing London.
Yes. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah, you're right. Of course. We've talked about that before. Prior to World War II in 1939, jet engines primarily existed in labs. The end of the war, however, illustrated that jet engines with their great power and compactness were at the forefront of aviation development. Of course. So, building on this advancement, German engineer Anselm Franz developed an engine suitable for use in a jet fighter. It's all connected.
I thought if the Germans had gotten the Messerschmitt going, they'd have won the air supremacy.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. I'm not too sure on the details now. Is that how it went, Jimbo?
The V1 and V2 came in too late for the Germans because the boots were already on the ground in Europe. If they'd got that going before the boots were on the ground in Europe, from the Allies, then they would probably have won the war. They'd have destroyed England.
Well, the Messerschmitt would have been the first jet aircraft. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and look at that history because I thought they had jet aircraft. Or were they? Is that what you're talking about, Jimbo? Maybe I got the story wrong. They were working on it and they never got it operational, or what? No? Am I talking out my ass? I'll have to go relook at it. Anyway, back to here it is. Nazi jet, the Messerschmitt. That's what you said, right? Nickname was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter aircraft. So it was operational during the war. World's
like
first operational jet-powered aircraft design work started before World War II. What's that, Bob?
It looks like maybe it was towards the end, not towards the beginning. Maybe.
Yeah, because it wasn't operational until mid 1944. So that they pretty much already lost the war by then.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's kind of a tangent we're going off, but yeah. So what do you guys think about this? Them using NASA as a cover for this failed spy mission. You think anything that they're doing today is cover for something similar?
I mean, how would we even know? We would. There's no way for us to know.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm sure they're still using NASA to spy. The company that can get things really high in the air. It wouldn't shock me if they were using them to look at other countries. You know, whatever technology they do have. You know.
Yeah, I think I said this once before. I don't know if it was in this show or not, but my theory is that, of course, the Cold War was just for show. So no country is our enemy. Every country is a corporation that belongs to the bigger machine. They're all on the same team. So they sell the spying, high altitude spying as a national security thing, when what they're really doing is simply spying on us.
Yeah, makes sense. And that's one of the arguments that doesn't hold any water for me about why NASA couldn't have gotten away with lying about the moon missions. Is Russia would have busted them. Russia would have told on them. And I think the same thing, that the Cold War was just a sham to build both populations, and it's just like a psychological operations across the two countries. I mean, they were not enemies, right? They never went to war, the US and Russia. They never actually went to war against each other, right? It was all just huffing and puffing and little espionage bullshit. And
there was like each one backing like some puppet country or something, right? And then there was like us being sort of on the same side. But yeah, I don't know that we've ever actually directly fought Russia.
Yeah, they were going after each other in like South America, and Russians were funneling money here, and we were funneling money there, and playing games and shit.
Even like the propaganda or the story that was being told back in the day was not necessarily like fear the Russians militarily. It wasn't just fear the Russians communism, right?
That was the big thing, but they also tried to convince us all that one day we were all gonna die and there was gonna be a nuclear winter.
Be nuked by them or something, right? The Sputnik was gonna drop bombs on us or some stupid crap, right?
Right.
What about the Sputnik satellite? Does anybody feel that that was a false flag?
Oh, I think that thing's fake as hell. That thing looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. It was a beep over radio frequencies, and got everybody in America frightened that the Russians had beaten us to it, and it was all part of the keep everybody in fear and channel money into the war machine, and a lot of people got wealthy from it.
Yeah, exactly. There was definitely motives to fake this shit on both sides. Each country had the same motives.
Yeah.
But look at this stupid thing.
That picture right there isn't real.
What's that?
That picture right there isn't real, right?
It's a ball bearing. Of course, it's real.
I think that's what it looks like. I mean, maybe that's not a contemporary picture, but here's one. It's pretty damn close to what it looked like.
No, I meant the image above the Earth.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's
I mean,
just
how could it be?
pasted there.
Can you imagine that though? Over the radio waves.
Go back up, Brendan. I'm sorry, Mark. Go back up, Brendan. Scroll back up real quick. The first two images, top left row, and then the bottom sorry. The first image on the top and on the first and second row. They got the same reflection.
Yeah, this one pasted over a Earth background.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Well spotted.
Uh,
For a truck driver, that's amazing.
Well, he's got to always be on guard for other cars. So he's got
Oh,
Eagle eyes.
Yeah, there you go, eagle eyes.
Could you imagine that though? That if Sputnik was a hoax, then every satellite that came after that, it was based on a faulty foundation.
What year was this Sputnik? I can't remember. Wasn't it like 60 something?
58 maybe. There we go.
Yeah, you're right. 58. Yep.
Yeah. That was that the same as the Antarctic agreement as well?
Is it?
Same year. Same year.
Antarctica treaty. The treaty, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Isn't that the same year NASA was founded? This was December 1st, 1959.
15. Oh.
But what year was NASA started? I think
Did NASA change its name? It was sort of under an umbrella of
look at that.
58. Yeah.
58. Yeah. So Sputnik, the Russians got Sputnik up there, and then in response, it sounds like partially they created NASA. Huh. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this thing, who knows? Maybe they had it attached to balloons, or maybe this whole thing is just bullshit. Who knows? Maybe they dangled it out of a plane. I don't know. They got something up there. I mean, there's something that's acting as beacons in the sky, right? That they're tracking, and we can watch go overhead.
They created a Morse code beep over the North American continent. That's as best as we can say.
Yeah, good point. That's a good way to look at it.
And it lasted for 3 days, and then the Russians said it ran out of steam.
It ran out of steam. Is that what they said? Oh, its orbit decayed.
Well, that's a British expression. Something that if it ran out of steam, it lost its energy source.
Okay.
Eventually.
It was like a 2-foot diameter volleyball. 23-inch diameter. Little silver ball. Okay. Sputnik. Yep. Looks fake to me. I noticed one other thing that was interesting here. 1960. Dr. Hugh Dryden tells Senate committee that some 200 U-2 flights carrying NASA weather instrumentation have taken place since 1956. So that's interesting. So when was this? This was in 1960, he said this?
So for 4 years, it was all a secret.
Well, I guess, or else, I mean, they lied and said that the
like
U-2
even after
flight
4
that
years, it was a secret, because 1960 is the same year that they were uncovered by that Russian guy, right? So it sounds like he possibly just lied to him.
maybe somebody's lying, because they said that this was the first time that NASA had been involved with the U-2. Didn't it say that?
You guys sound nuts, man. Why would they lie? Come on.
Yeah, why would they lie? Why would they lie about all of their spy stuff? Obviously, why wouldn't they just tell everybody that they're spying on people? Duh.
Before you establish a motive, you got to see the crime first.
Huh. I don't know. So anyway, I found this pretty interesting that they were, there's public acknowledgement of them being used as cover for intelligence operations. Travis, you got a new video out.
What? I haven't released it yet. I'm gonna put it out after the show tonight. I think I've got it. I've been trying to set up the live stream shenanigans that you and I talked about, and I still don't think I've got it right. But I think about 8:25, I'm gonna go live.
The Earth
The video
is
that I put
very
together
flat.
that was a bit of an interaction with Skyfree's latest video, and then I'll have a live show afterwards to discuss the issue further. And Skyfree said that he would try to be able to join. I think
Your video's got a lot of mentions on Jose's channel today, Travis.
my videos in general.
No, the Pontchartrain Bridge.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, Soundly's image of a very sharp, impossible bridge that the cars go over.
You mean the one with the crossway where the cars go up?
Yeah, and they come down
It looks like they're at an 80-degree angle.
Yeah.
Something. I know.
And then did you go to another position to show how that curve actually happens in a natural, easy way for cars and trucks to go over?
Well, I drove over Pontchartrain with my live stream on my phone, but I think the video was a poor quality because of the windscreen. But
did you not move yourself to a position where you saw the bridge from a distance, and it's more of a smooth curve rather than an abrupt 80-degree?
Yeah. You only get that effect looking at it straight on.
Yeah, and that's where the problem comes, because you're using a zoom lens that compresses everything, and a lens also has curvature in it, and so you're going to create a curvature because you're using a zoom lens over a very narrow view.
So what you're saying is that you should take, because the causeway has, I believe, 8 different crossways, and each of those crossways are simple rises in the road, and I think that they are divided in half, maybe, to where there's, or at least there's 2 higher elevation crossways. Number 7 is on the west side, and then number 2 is on the east side. I went over to the east side and shot back as best I could, and did not get as drastic an incline. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that had I known that, then you should just simply take a 35 millimeter shot, right?
So when you look at it, my bad. Go ahead.
No. Carry on.
So when you look at this thing head on, it looks like it's coming up at a 75, 80-degree angle. But then when you look at it on the side, it looks like it's not really that steep of an angle. You're saying?
Yeah, I can pull up let me look for a video to show.
I mean, this is what's happening on the globe. You're looking at it from the angle.
I see that, Brandon.
That we're looking at the bridge, and it's appearing different because of your fucking angle. I've been saying this forever.
Yeah, if you use a wide-angle lens, straight edges become curved, and we all accept that. But even when you use a zoom lens, there is some sort of curvature going on because the lenses are all curved. And I think that's not accounted for whenever we take such a sharp, narrow view of the bridge with a zoom lens. The glass itself will create some sort of curvature because the lens is curved. But also, adding on to that is Travis's work on the ether band that things distort going through atmosphere.
I've got my file open if you guys want me to pop through some video.
Yeah, let me share it.
Can you do a side by side of the bridge head on and the bridge on the side where it looks like it's at an 75, 80-degree angle, then from the side where it looks just like a gradual, very slight curve. Juxtapose them.
You want me to just share my screen, Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, share my screen.
Watch stream.
Okay, you got it?
Yeah, we've got your thumbnails.
All good.
Okay. All right, so let's see. This is 11:20 and then 12. Huh. Okay, so let's see. This is a time lapse from the 15th floor. Okay.
Okay, so we know that is totally distorted because no vehicles would be able to get over that.
Yeah. It's crazy. But you can see that the first causeway or the first crossway is much lower. And then I've got this in a night video as well, even though the resolution's not that great. But you can look into the distance and see the next high rise come up because the cars come up it and then go back down.
Yeah. You know how ridiculous of an angle that is? That just shows you that what we're seeing is not what's actually happening out there.
Does it look like
Correct.
that with
You
your
know-
eyes? When you look at it with just your naked eyes, does it look like that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
It's an
Yeah.
optical illusion, and what's happening out in the distance is not what's actually happening.
Because
It's
that's
a lot
not-
of fucking illusion.
That's not
Go
that
ahead.
far away from criminy. I don't know why when I shut VLC down, it shuts down my file that it was opened on.
It's because you don't understand.
Your porn history comes up.
Yeah,
right. It's tentacle porn tabs.
So let me think. I'm just, your question. I think that I would have known that the high rise wasn't as high. So here is I've got to get out of having that one open my programs.
That just shows you that it's not the lens or any kind of thing, anything to do with the lens. You see it from your eyeballs like that. There's
Yeah.
optical illusions happening out there.
All right,
And they're
so
calling it Earth curve.
This is less than 35 millimeters. So this is not what our eye sees. So that's a little bit too far away. What is this one? This is 98 millimeter. Okay,
Yeah.
so this is 98 millimeter.
Our eyes see around about 55 degrees.
So that's what you can see. Like I said, if I had not seen this with my eye, I think I would have been aware of that and then would have made a video discussing that. But let me go now to where I go down to the ground. Okay, so I go down, I get about 15 feet off the ground. Okay. So right here, if you can see my cursor, that's where the first crossway is, which is the lower one. And then the higher one is right here. So this is ground level. So it's higher here. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then
What do you
What?
mean by crossway?
what do I mean by crossway?
Yeah.
Let me see if I have this open. These little high rises, Mark. So I would imagine that these are for smaller boats to just go under, boop, but then
Yeah.
these ones are for larger sailboats or something.
Okay.
So, like I said, there's 8 of these crossways. This is number 8. That's number 7, and then they go all the way over to the east side, and they start with number 1. And number 1 looks just like this. I'll show you because I went over to the other side as well and shot. But the shot that I took from the other side wasn't at this angle because there was development there, and I didn't get there.
That middle one's for Jeremy's yacht.
Yeah. Okay, so this then is my first
Jeremy
move.
wishes.
I moved down. This is a mile away from where I shot. So I'm going to zoom in to where I was. And it's just massive heat haze, just dancing crazy. And so I was probably up right about here. This is a driving path or a bike path as well.
Looks like a painting.
So I'm yeah, right. That's why. I mean, it looks great, doesn't it? I love it. I absolutely love this. It's like a Monet shot for me. All right, so then I'm gonna back out. I'm starting to go.
You see that digital effect where the bottom
Yeah,
piers
yeah.
look tilted? This is at ground level, you said? Do you
No, it's a high rise. I'm probably like 20 feet up.
Okay.
I'm off the shore. All right, so there's the first little crossway.
Oh,
massive inferior mirage right here. You can just see it right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's and that's the stuff that I went over in my video today. So I'm not going to spoil the stuff on that one.
I wasn't talking to you guys. I was road raging. Sorry.
Well,
I didn't even hear you very clearly, so no worries.
All right.
I'm talking through this video right now, so I don't know what I'm saying, so I'm going back and forth looking at stuff.
The stuff that you did with the buttons or on a flat table today, was that your latest, was it?
Yeah. But the buttons were by Sky Freeze channel.
Yeah,
Sky
it was very good. Is this the bit here that where we see
this is okay, let me do this.
Is this footage from your latest trip, or was this at some other time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, I've never been to Pontchartrain except for this last month, or a couple weeks ago.
I've always pointed that out in Soundly's bridge about how ridiculous of an angle that is, and that it's obviously not really that angle, and there's an illusion happening on the bridge, and that's an illusion, but they think the Earth curve isn't an illusion. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you can't draw any conclusions from this just because of that first rise there, because it's so distorted, and then you get this like a crabbing effect from the cars. The headlights seem to be pointing at the hotel, but the cars seem to be driving in another direction.
Yeah. So anyway, you can just see the acute angle here, and then it's not as acute here from the side.
Yeah.
And then
it almost looks like a 45-degree angle, that doesn't it?
Yeah, and then I moved down another few miles. I've already put all this stuff out in a video together. I compiled all of this day in one long video. So if you guys want to watch it, it's pretty great. When this causeway gets out into the Mirage, you watch the cars drive into nowhere, like the birds in the band.
I'll give Sandley 10 out of 10 for giving us something to muse upon and work out.
So here's do that. I don't know if I zoom out on this. I might, because I think that's the same first causeway or crossway.
Yeah, this is interesting. What part do you think the angle that you're at to this bridge plays in the way that it looks?
Well, obviously I'd have to go down to the shore or down to a lower elevation, and you're going to lose. So I would imagine that if I went down 10 feet, that this, let me back up a little bit. Let me just say, can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to say that if I move down 10 feet, here at 20 feet is where the bridge, or is where the crossway gets lost. If I move down 10 feet, it would get cut off over here.
So it is just how the Mirage presents itself to you, do you think?
No, it's also the degree of the degree your eye is at. So I've lowered my eye level 10 feet. So now I'm entering into a thicker medium. that I'm looking through.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
It would be just like looking over a chessboard with Sky Freeze buttons at the end, and then I lower my vision and I lose sight of the buttons, and then I raise my vision and I can see them. It's not a curve; it's the limit of my eye. And then if I have a higher elevation on the chessboard with the buttons, and then they introduce the air, the cold air, so I don't change my elevation, but I lose sight of the buttons. So the two ways that you lose sight of the buttons is by changing your elevation and the conditions of the medium.
Yeah.
But I like this part here because you can see right here, that's this black smudge right here is a car. So it comes out right about here is where the medium, the aether band loosens up on. Cars coming out, but I don't know how long. Oh, there's one right there. Just came up right here, like little ants.
Oh wow, you can see them for quite a ways across there, but you don't see the bridge. You see the cars.
Right. So the other thing now, if you remember watching my video that I shared, these images here are in an Inferior Mirage. So this square has an Inferior Mirage. I would say that it's 3/4 physical and 1/4 ether band. And then this one again, this one's doubled on itself. This one's doubled on itself. I think that what happens sometimes with people's interpretations is they think that image is 100% physical. And that just screws with your interpretation.
Oh, yeah.
And your math.
So this is fascinating because, yeah, this is really good footage. Just the distance that those car goes kind of changes my whole perception of what this bridge looks like, because it doesn't look curved anymore to me. You see these, they're going on a straight line out into into that Inferior Mirage. That's all that's happening. It's just miraging.
So the reason why, right? So the reason why at this point you have larger cars. I'm going to back up real quick. So here you've got a really tiny smudge of a car coming right here.
Yeah.
And then this one, it's bigger. The reason why these are bigger and this one's smaller is because this is farther away from you.
Of course, yeah. But its relation to the, apparent horizon, it's not like it's curving down. These are kind of look like they're traveling parallel to.
Well, here's the other thing that I haven't worked through on this, but I made mention of it in my video. I'm going to go back to where we start to see the Mirage begin. See how it's thick here?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I analyze this to determine where on the bridge, I'll just stop it right when I think I see it right here. Okay, so right here is where the Inferior Mirage starts to show itself at this horizon. So
yeah, I see it.
At what mile marker is that on the causeway, right? Because that's the general location of where this is going to happen. Now, when I start to pan out, we're going along this line right here, this line right here. Is that a straight line in front of us? Right? It's building, it's building, it's building. If you think about when you look out in front of you and you see the ocean, you see just simply a straight horizontal line. But all along this right here, I'm suggesting that this is now a different distance than over here.
Yeah, oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Because as you're moving across, so it's just amazing.
No, this is good stuff.
The amount of research that you'd have to put in. So the other point that I made in the video, I don't know if you finished watching the whole video today, Brandon, but the point that I made in that is that, let me get to another spot.
No, I didn't have time to watch all of it.
That's all right. That's all right. Like right here. Okay. So because this is out in the middle of the lake, this is something on the causeway. This tower is on the causeway. These boxes are on the causeway. This is something green. It's probably a marquee, right? So all of this is on the causeway. that means that this horizon has a distance to it. So if this, from where I'm at, like if I go on Google Earth and then just draw a straight line to this tower, and I find out that this tower is 8 miles away, and then we just guess and say, you're, like the horizon's probably 5 miles. Okay, that then means that this degree, this mirage is blocking 3 miles. That's 3 miles worth of distance that the mirage is obscuring.
Okay.
Where's the end of the bridge roughly, Travis?
The end of the bridge?
Yeah. Can you put your pointer where you think the end of the bridge roughly is?
The scale is too small right now. I would have to zoom out for it to even. This bridge is like 24 miles long.
Right.
The causeway.
Yeah.
So I don't. This is probably maybe a quarter of the way. Maybe maybe a third.
Okay.
Maybe a third. But again, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to go back and scrutinize this and find the tower. Go to the bridge and find where the towers are. And if I'm starting from the very beginning on the western shore, and then this is the first tower, that should be an easy find.
Yeah.
One thing I find interesting is if you go back to the right a little bit, I don't know if you can do that, but where that it transitions from you being able to see some of the bridge to where you can't see any of the bridge. Yeah, right there. It seems to get steeper very quickly. You see that? The mirage just grows exponentially at that point.
Yeah. So I can't do that on this I can only do it on Streamlabs. So what I've done is I've cut out a screen that I can bring up and impose another water level. So I wonder, right here is where the mirage starts. So that's where the base of this causeway touches the water. So all we have to do is cut a piece out of here, raise it up here, and then you're going to have the water closer to that. It's not going to be as acute as you think.
Is that area right there one of those ramps that boats go under at the end?
I think that this is the highest one. This is the one that's
that's part of the illusion then too.
It's this one. It's this one.
Wow.
Oh, okay, I see what I'm seeing now. Yeah, now that you go back. Huh.
So you have to think about too. So now look at the angle. See how open this is? I'm like looking at this at what? Straight on. This one is at a severe angle, and here is the tower.
That's that same tower.
Okay. So then I think. So then I'm going here, but I'm going across laterally, and then the tower is in a different position because I'm not looking at such a acute angle.
Right.
Yeah, no matter how hard the ballers try to deny it, the angle at which you view something will change the way you see the thing drastically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've been saying that all along.
Thought you were about to bust out in a Rage Against the Machine song there for a minute.
Who, me?
You don't
Jeremy.
understand.
But I've got these similar captures here with this here in on the Chesapeake Bay down close to Annapolis. I'm just outside of Baltimore Harbor, and 14 miles away there is the Bay Bridge, and the Bay Bridge has this exact same effect going down into a lower elevation, and it just disappears. It's fantastic. I've got it on time lapse and video as well. So here, that is a crossway farther away.
Wow. That's all you see of it, huh?
You can see the car. You can see the cars start here, boom, right there, and then end here.
Oh yeah.
So that's the reason why you can see them is because they're gaining elevation.
Yeah.
They're breaking the band.
They're not.
So
over
if the
a
band
curve.
was strong enough, it would swallow this up. And then, so here's the thing that should bake your noodle if you haven't thought about this before. Okay, so right here, you are not looking at the sky apparently meeting the water, because there is an inferior mirage out here that you can't see without any contrast. So right here where my cursor is, from the horizon all the way up to right here is mirage. That's not sky.
Yeah, you've got
That's not the sky.
You've got no reference of where the mirage starts, have you?
Right. So over here, so what most people, I think most people just default that, oh, here is a mirage, but over here there's not one. Yeah, there is, because if there was a boat right here, you'd see it floating on the air.
Isn't that looming? Isn't that what they call it, looming?
No, that is this is what they would call. I think that's what. Hold on. This is what they would refer to as an aspect of a superior mirage, because that roadway, right? See, this is where, in my opinion, I've had to put the pieces together because they don't spell it out for you. Imagine that this is the Flying Dutchman. Okay, so maybe I should just do that real quick. Let me just.
In this image you're looking at, is there a horizon, and then there like a fake horizon, and then another actual horizon?
Hold on, Jeremy. I can't multitask while you're asking me that question. So just hold on. If you want to talk about that with other guys real quick, go ahead. I'm looking this up real quick.
Well, I mean, I recently saw a QE video where he even said Andrew Thomas Young got looming wrong.
Just to
clarify, I don't know.
Is a superior mirage higher and an inferior mirage lower?
So, okay, so the mirage is a mirrored image, right? The mirage is a mirrored image. And the inferior is the mirrored image is below the physical image. The superior is the mirrored image is above the physical image. Now, this isn't a great example of this, because it's mixing up two different. You know what? I've already got this somewhere else. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Sorry.
This is excellent work, Travis. Well, while you're looking for that, let me plug your channel, The Plain Truth, for anybody that hasn't heard of him, which I don't know how at this point you can be in the Flat Earth community and not have heard of The Plain Truth. But I'll pop the link in the chat and go over and check it out. Actually, I'll just link to his stream that's going to start after this show, and I'll pop it in there at the end of the show too. But Travis, while you're looking for that, maybe you could just answer one question. You are actively taking a break from your work to compile some research, right?
I have said this for the longest time, that we need to take this to the next level. And the next level is writing for publication and getting this out here. So I've actually written up 3 different hypotheses that are not about flat Earth, because ultimately this is not about flat Earth, although the ramifications are there. So I'm not going to deny that. But
let's hear your hypotheses.
I don't. You're giving me too much. You're gonna see me break down and crack because I can't multitask. I'll do it on my show later tonight for sure. Okay, but can you guys still see the image here? Yeah. This is not a great resolution of this image. Okay, so whatever this is this where the Flying Dutchman folklore came about. You've got
that's looming. Hold on, Travis. No, the picture on the screen right now is looming.
No. Okay, just hold on. So this is the cause. This image or this event is the cause for the stories for the Flying Dutchman. You've got mariners out on the ocean. They're looking out into the distance, and they see a boat that has no water underneath it. So because they assume that this is the physical edge of the Earth, well, they know that boats can't fly, so refraction must be bringing this image up from over. I know that you said looming, but this is not the same thing, because
no, this is looming. If you color contrast that picture right now, you'll find another horizon. You'll find another horizon. All right.
Yeah, I know that much, but what I'm saying is that I guess the discussion will cross paths and come into a bit of conflating one thing with the other, because when you look at the black swan images from BMLSB, this is not what you see, but that is labeled as looming. BMLSB in Santa Barbara, his image of the two platforms is labeled as looming. So
yes, they have looming wrong. They got looming wrong. Absolutely.
So, for whatever it is. So, but if you also, now I don't even know if I can get it. There is, yeah, if I can get it. Can I get it? Let me go try. I might have it here.
I mean, this isn't even my field of expertise, but I did watch 5 minutes of a QE video, so I'm pretty.
Yeah.
But he went over that specific shot you have, and he says that shit is looming right there.
I disagree. I've said this before. I'll say it again. The ideas that we have been given and that have been put out regarding mirages, they're all wrong. That science has to be reworked. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to remember what that website was from. I can't. That's true.
Travis, do you have a timeline of when this was actually discussed as a subject in any depth?
That would be part of what my research would have to investigate as well. Yeah, all that stuff. I just don't have time to do it while I'm driving a truck.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, you're making an abrupt what effects happen on the horizon. Has it ever been discussed in the past as a specific discussion?
Well, I mean, people have published writings on these phenomena.
Yeah.
But as I said in the video that you watched today, I made mention of a particular point that I was making. And I said in the research that I've done up to this point, I've not seen anybody talk about this.
Yeah.
So that's why I use the analogy of, having put the wrong criminal away. You've got your suspect, you've got enough evidence that makes it look like he's the guy, so you stop looking at everything else. So
yeah, people go to jail because cops do dumb shit like that. They think they got their man.
What this website's name was.
They think they got their man, so they stop looking and just focus on that guy instead of other possibilities, and that's how you end up getting innocent people going to jail. Yeah. But yeah, I'll have to send you the link, Travis.
Okay, here we go.
Explains it. Oh, all right.
So here is the Superior Mirage. Okay. So a Superior Mirage, and this is the image right here that we were looking at. Okay, so that's why I disagreed with you, Jeremy. A Superior Mirage can be produced when warm air exists over cold water. Okay, look, I get that shit all the time here on the Chesapeake Bay. I've never had an Superior Mirage. Again, using the pattern from Greenler, the vertical scale and the curvature are greatly exaggerated to show the effect. Such mirages are often seen at great distances in the Arctic region when the air is significantly warmer than the water. Okay, so what they're trying to show you here is that you should see, okay, this scale is incorrect. Okay, the reason why it's incorrect is because we never see, well, I guess that's not true. I understand now what they're saying, because sometimes you see both images. But then what they show you here is they only show you one image. So what they should be able to reproduce here is, in this diagram that's not reality, they're showing you a physical boat with an Superior Mirage above it. But this guy is seeing both images. So in this one, somebody's got their window open. So in this one, we should see two boats, but we don't. Okay, so it's not a one-to-one correlation. When I first was looking at this 2 years ago, I interpreted this curvature that they're showing is that the great distance between the physical boat and the observer, he can't see this. he can only see the superior mirage that he interprets as a superior mirage.
That's what I always thought too. Yeah.
Okay, but so that's what. So here's where they make inferences with no science. This is where their science comes from. This is the curve of the Earth. This is where the horizon ends. The reason why you don't see water beyond it is because the Earth curves away. So then how the hell can we see this boat? It must be behind the curve. Refraction is bringing it up. And so they then write their science based on what they're looking at. Because they don't have anybody out there at this boat taking measurements and seeing where this is the distance we were from you and blah, blah, blah. They just make shit up. One of the other things, since we're on this, if anybody goes and does this research on your own and you come across, if you Google mirages, you're going to come across channels and pages of blogs with these images in it. Okay, so I'm going to break this image down for you right now. Does anybody know why this diagram is not true to reality?
Yo, can you play like I don't know, 3-4 minutes of that? Am I here? Hello?
Yeah, can you guys not hear me?
Oh. No, I hear you. What's up?
So I just asked a question.
Oh, what was the question?
Do you see my screen, first of all? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is, this diagram that they're showing us, they are presenting to us because they believe that this diagram represents reality. Now, I'm not asking you about the writing. I'm asking you about the image. Why is this an invalid diagram to present for this presentation of an inferior mirage?
Sorry, I stepped away at an inopportune time. I think I know, because it's not doubled over on itself. It's showing the two whole trees, one on top of each other. We shouldn't be able to see the bottom of the tree.
Okay. That's a fair enough insight. Anybody else?
That was wrong, Brandon.
On a hot summer day when the tarmac gets really hot, you're going to get this sort of effect here where you see a reflection of what's reality at your eye level reflected again within the tarmac.
Okay, I'm gonna have to maybe cut something off so that you guys can maybe see if I can do
How
this.
about you just tell us what you're trying to tell us?
Just shut the fuck up.
Jesus Christ, man. We've
Listen,
been listening for like an hour. Can
bro,
you please just cut to the
shut up. Okay, listen. I try not to lead the witness. I try to let people come to their own conclusions. Okay.
Don't let him derail you, Travis. It's a good presentation. I'm enjoying it thoroughly.
Oh, it's a presentation. I'm sorry. I didn't mean.
So am I. I just get disappointed with the trolling. Let Travis finish, for fuck's sake. It's a presentation. You're supposed to shut up and let him
just shut up, dude.
Hey, I didn't know it was a presentation.
Shut the fuck up.
No, it's all right, Tony. It's okay.
Shut up.
I just want
just
everyone
keep
to know
talking.
I'm
There you are.
doing
You're
a
talking again.
presentation.
Can I talk?
I want to hear the fucking presentation and not this fucking troll.
Okay, so the image that we look, I narrowed this down to make my point. This is how we see a mirage. You and I, we look at it straight on. This is what a mirage looks like to us. They're showing you an orthographic view. This mirage should be stretched out in front of this man. And I believe the reason why they didn't do this, and this is complete conjecture, is because if they showed us this, we would put pieces together and figure this shit out. Because if you stretch this inferior mirage out to where this guy sees it, and let's say he sees it right here, this is where these trees, we're going to bring the leaves up right here, right?
Yeah.
How far, what distance does that inferior mirage represent? So I've done this on my channel as well from another video. If you think about a shadow, the shadow stretches out 5, 6, 10 times longer than the tree sometimes because the angle of the sun is getting lower and lower. Okay, but you have to realize and understand that if I'm looking, let's pretend that this is a shadow, okay? Let's pretend that this is now a shadow. I'm mixing my metaphors. Please forgive me. So if I'm looking from where I'm standing, and I can see the limit of the tree's shadow. And the shadow goes, shadow goes, shadow goes, shadow goes, and then boom, hits the tree. That shadow is covering physical distance. That's a part of this science, which is why I was talking about here that this right here, if I put a boat right here, and then I was able to go 90 degrees from my position and look at that boat, I would then see the boat over here and then the bridge over here. And then I would know how far this mirage is covering physical distance. Okay, but they've dropped the ball.
Angle, you mean? From looking at it at another angle? Is that what you're saying?
Say that again, Brandon.
Well, you'd see. Oh, I see what you're saying. If you looked at it in an orthographic view, then you'd see how far there was.
This is the guy. Okay, look. This is the guy. This guy is the boat on Pontchartrain, and here's the bridge. Okay.
Yep.
And from this guy to the bridge is the Inferior Mirage. Now, because this diagram is not to scale, I'm going to make up a turn. This guy is 5 miles away from this tree. Okay, so he's going to see an Inferior Mirage. And wherever that Inferior Mirage stretches out into his view, if he's 5 miles away and then 2 miles away the Mirage starts, that means that he cannot see what he should be able to see, which is the ground right in front of him because it's only 5 miles away. But the Mirage is covering up 3 miles of terrestrial distance.
Yep. Okay. Makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. And so this is an incorrect diagram because this is not how we see mirages. This is how we see mirages straight on. If you're going to show me it orthographically, then you've got to distort this image and stretch it out wonky here and show me here because, again, that would be a completely different discussion.
Gotcha.
But anyway.
Can we ask questions now?
You gotta get up with QE, bro, and check.
Sure.
Out
No, I can't stand QE. I can't stand QE.
Yeah, me either.
Absolutely can't stand him. Yeah, go ahead if you want to ask a question.
On when
Hey Tony, your mic's a little low. I don't know if you could.
Damn it.
Sorry.
And you're echoing.
You're all fucked up, man.
Okay.
Get your fucking shit together. You don't understand how mics work.
We lost him.
Sorry. Well, you can't hear me then, so I can't ask this question.
We can hear you. Let me see if I can turn you up. If that's the best you can.
It's just more annoying than usual.
I know, right?
Go ahead, Tony.
Fuck you. So orthographic view. How would you think that we would? How would we even see that? Why would? Okay, you're talking about two different, completely different fields of view. Now, how are you going to relate the one person's straight-on view to an orthographic? How are you going to do that? Because
okay, listen very carefully.
Their view going orthographically is going to be a straight-on view for them, and it's going to be orthographically for the people that have that first vision or the first view.
Okay, I think that this image. Can you see the image right now?
The Earth is.
Yes. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so this image is conflating what you just described. It's conflating orthographic view with egocentric view.
Wait, egocentric?
Yeah, that means that. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, is that a word you made up?
No, it's not. Yeah, but I knew you guys were gonna. No, yeah, I knew you guys were gonna bust my balls about that. That's actually a technical term. It's called egocentric distance.
Yeah, I've read that in what is it called? Optics papers. That's a real term.
Yeah, but somebody made that term up one time.
They did,
and no one balled him out. All right. Anyway,
I thought it was like, well, I never heard it. If I would have heard it, I would have asked the question. Yeah, well, but I'm ignorant to certain things. So.
Okay, so look,
Tony, you got to echo, Tony.
Never mind. See you guys.
All right. Well, anyway, so he brings up the point. You know, it's like he wasn't listening because I was just describing the point that he brought up. This image is conflating orthographic view with egocentric.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So this is part of what you're going to go over in your stream after the show?
No, the stuff that we're talking about right now just happens to be stream of consciousness, open-ended, based on the Pontchartrain stuff that we were looking at.
Oh, okay.
The stuff that I'm going over tonight is I'm gonna premiere the Sky Free video, and then I'm gonna have an open panel to discuss the Sky Free video with the points that I made in that.
Oh, cool. And you said Sky Free's gonna be on possibly too, huh?
He said that he was gonna try.
Okay. Just him or him and is it his wife?
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do it, if they're both gonna be on or not. Well, the last time he was on my show, it was just him.
Okay.
So
cool.
I'm gonna look up my hypotheses real quick. You guys, I'll give me a second.
All right. Danger, Will Robinson. Jeremy is looking to trick you up. I've heard him pull this before. This hypotheses thing.
Oh yeah, you're fucked, bro. Let's hear it. This shit better be good.
All right. Well, he's doing that. Let me see what else I had to talk about. Oh,
it's all about the angle. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Oh no, that's okay. I was just bringing up an article, but go ahead. You're still talking about Travis's footage. Go ahead.
Just real quick, yeah. It's all about the angle at which we're viewing things on how we see them. Now, that bridge on Pontchartrain, when you view it from one angle, it looks like those the road's going up fucking damn near 90 degrees. And when you look at it from the side, it doesn't look like that anymore because it's some kind of illusion that you're seeing. Obviously, it's not really like that. But then they'll take the what looks to be a little bit of curvature at the end and say, "Oh, look, that's Earth curve. Never mind that the fucking road's going up at a 75-degree angle. Don't worry about that."
Yeah, but the thing that I would challenge is that it's not an illusion.
You think the bridge really is going up at a 75-degree angle?
No. Okay, so an illusion
is something that's not really happening.
Okay, yeah, if you want to put it that way, because what you're seeing, hold on. So when I've talked to Globeflakes about this, shoot, I can't remember what I was going to say now. But basically, you're seeing reality. You're seeing what the medium is producing. That's what you see. Now we know just like, okay, so let me ask you this. When you move 10 miles away from a building, does it get smaller?
It appears so.
Right? Okay. Is that an illusion?
I would absolutely call perspective an illusion, yes. When you're at the beach and you see the water rise, you're at the beach, you see the water appear to rise above your feet. We know that's not happening. That's an illusion. Things that are wrongly perceived. Yeah,
I wouldn't call it an illusion, but that's just me.
No.
Well, we're so used to seeing it. That's the norm. But in one sense, I understand where Jeremy's coming from. It is an illusion in a sense, but I get where you're coming from too, Travis, because that's just how things are presented to us. That's just how optics works. That's what confuses the fuck out of the globe heads.
Are an illusion, if you think of it.
What's that?
Really?
What, Jim?
All optics are illusion. All optics are illusion. Everything you see.
Yeah.
Our brain just decides.
I wouldn't go that far, but
I would definitely.
I would too, because we don't see in Euclidean physical geometry, if that's what you mean. We see in perspective. We know that.
I mean, when if I see a square on a piece of paper, I'm perceiving a square. I'm perceiving it correctly.
Okay, I can show you 1,000 optical illusions. How come they fool your eye and your brain with light and these, what you perceive? Why?
Yeah, there's a lot of optical illusions.
An incredible number. In fact, the only reason everything we see isn't illusion because of the way we decipher.
No, an illusion is something that's wrongly perceived. So when I see a square on a piece of paper, and I perceive it as a square, and it actually is a square, then that's correctly. Hold on, Jimbo. Hold on, I was almost done, bro. Okay. When I see this square on a piece of paper, and I put a ruler down, I measure it, it is a square. That's correctly perceived. So I wouldn't go as far to say everything we view as an illusion.
Now, if I could show you a round circle, a shadow that's in the form of a circle, and it was generated by a square, where are you? Your perception.
I'm not saying there's no.
That shadow is a ball. Absolutely. But you're saying, no. In this case, it would be something like the square making a round projection of a shadow. But that's an exception that, you're willing to, throw under a bus.
I'm not saying that there's not a ton of.
You're interpreting something, a shadow on the wall, and you're going to say it's round. It came from a ball. There's a light behind the ball projecting a shadow that's round. But I can prove to you that that's not necessarily the case.
Yeah,
so
I'm not saying there's not.
You see is not all illusion.
I'm not saying there's not a ton of optical illusions. I'm just saying that not everything you see is an illusion, as per my example with the square on the paper. I perceive it as a square. I put the ruler down. It is a square. Not everything you see is an illusion.
Apparently, straight lines create. So your square box on your paper is obviously a circle, right?
No, it's a square. I view it as a square, and I perceive it as a square.
People.
You guys really need to let each other talk. I can't hear when you interrupt Jeremy. I can't hear what he's trying to finish saying.
Yeah, it's the wrong way to communicate. Sorry about that. I'll try to let him finish.
No, I think I cut you off that last time. I'm just saying to take it. There's a lot of optical illusions, but to say everything is an illusion, that's kind of.
I think, guys, it's kind of a pedantic point either way. That's what.
Yeah.
I
mean,
it's semantics.
Just real
can trick you very easily.
Just real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Just real quick. Andrew Thomas Young says, first of all, what is a mirage? He says mirages are not optical illusions, as many people think. They are real phenomena of atmospheric optics. And then I just looked up illusion real quick. Merriam-Webster, easy just entry. Definitions of illusion. The first one is a misleading image presented to vision, something that deceives or misleads intellectually, and then perception of something objectively existing in such a way as to cause misinterpretation of its actual nature. So I suppose with that, I would feel comfortable calling a mirage an illusion because it's been misinterpreted. So I retract my statement.
Okay. I found another article over the weekend, and the title is, I thought it was interesting.
Just to let you know, I've got my my hypotheses when you want to finish up with that.
Okay, this will only take a couple minutes. It's called Leaked Docs Reveal Large-Scale Effort of British Government to Use Anti-Russian Media and Influencers to Weaken Russian State. There's all kinds of, it's from Zero Hedge, who of course has been accused of spreading propaganda by the powers that be. But I put the link in the YouTube chat and the Discord. Check this out. Give it a read. It details some leaked documents that describe how the British government got busted, basically sponsoring and creating propaganda locally, like buying media operations in the Ukraine and other places to spread propaganda like anti-Russian, anti-Putin propaganda to try to weaken the Russian state, which is something they're always accusing Russia of doing. Now, I don't have a dog in this fight, just to be clear. I'm not on the side of Russia, or I don't care.
Besides the fact that you're a Russian sleeper agent?
Yeah, besides that, I mean, you got to be loyal to where your paycheck comes from. But besides that, I just thought it was interesting what they describe here is they're using shell companies, they're using third parties, third-party entities to hire legitimate media people and set them up as independent organizations to mislead the public, in essence. I don't know, that's how I look at it. You can look at it as another way if you want to fool yourself into thinking that they're out there spreading some kind of truth. But truth usually doesn't take subterfuge in order to spread. You just put the information out there. So check this out. It wasn't supposed to be made public, so you probably won't see this on mainstream media, I'm sure, or probably ever hear about it again. But it really was kind of fascinating to think how intricate these disinformation and psychological operations are. Sometimes we question if there's people who are involved in this community that are part of some kind of psychological operation. And I've said previously that I could easily see as damage control, perhaps by YouTube, or in some kind of panic mode response from the United States government or intelligence agencies, them setting up some kind of operation where they contract out to, some intelligence contractor and say, we want you to put 20 people on this. We'll give you $5 million a year for this operation. I could see somebody packaging something like that and selling it to the United States government.
What year did this take over the editorialship of Time magazine and other publications? Was that in the 60s?
Oh yeah, that's what was his name? Woodward Bernstein. I think it was Bernstein. Busted that wide open. There's a great article.
Tell him to holler at me. Tell him to holler at me. I need a G a day.
A 1 G a day? That's pretty good pay.
1 G.
Yeah. I can do that. Yeah.
For cheap. Yeah, that's cheap for them. Yeah.
But anyway, I won't go too far into that. Let's go to Travis's hypothesis. But check this article out and see what you guys think. Go ahead, Travis.
All right, yeah, that's all right. I'm just going to share my screen because I work better if I was listening. I would want to see instead of just hear. So I'm just going to do that for anybody who's like me. All right. So these are just 3 ideas that I drew up as to how I could possibly come about with my work. The first one is, if the inferior mirage is not a vertical image, then there is distance between the limit of the mirage and the beginning of the mirage, for which account must be taken, which is basically what we were just talking about, like the extent of a shadow over the ground. That shadow covers physical ground, and it's 100 feet long, right? So that's one way of approaching it, addressing the phenomenon itself. It doesn't have anything to do with flat Earth, but then the ramifications are there. The second option is, if the horizon is created by a phenomenon of refraction, then the horizon cannot be the result of Earth curve. All right, so that one is a little bit more pointed on that. The third one is, if the horizon is created by a phenomenon of refraction, then boats apparently disappearing bottom up is the result of refraction. So I think that those are, in general, the same opportunity to unpack all of this data and come at it from a way that's not going to be stacking the deck against me if I am able to present this to a board somewhere. The middle one's going to be the one that's, well, I suppose because the way that I've said this with others.
How do you test for this?
How do you test for it? Well, one obvious way and simple way is you take the same observation from the same location. You're going to end up with a different location of the horizon.
So your test is just doing other observations. Bro, I'd kill Globers on this shit, bro. I feel bad for what I'm about to do to you, but...
Well, it might be that you misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying that that's all you do. I'm saying that in order to substantiate, Jeremy, in order to substantiate what I'm saying to you, because the testing that would be necessary for me to validate this, I would have to have a team of people who have unlimited time, unlimited funds, and unlimited equipment. Okay, but my point. Hold on.
Down before he's actually done the thing.
So
what's up?
My point, Jeremy, ultimately is, I can show you images of the same observation, and the horizon is never in the same place.
Sure, but I mean, ultimately, you're going to have to test it.
I've not said anything different. I've said that from the beginning.
Yeah.
But how, if let's say they did have unlimited money and funds and time, how would you test this hypothesis?
You would do everything that they want us to do in terms of having a profile of refraction with the conditions of the day. But then we would also have to have people out in the field, in the observation at different locations, both with a egocentric view, a straight-on view, and a orthographic view, looking at it from a 90-degree position. But so, for instance, I would have to put
all observations.
Well, no, you have you have like, look right here. So, can you see this image here?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So
Yeah.
again, so this mirage is the cause for where this water stops. Okay? We're watching the water go, water. The water stops. Why? Because the mirage limits the visibility of the water. Now, what I would do is get a guy out here on a boat, boink, put him right there, and then know that he is 2.75 miles away from me. If he's 2.57 miles away from me, and this part of the causeway is 8 miles away, you do the math, and there's 5.26 miles that's between these 2 points. And that's a straight horizontal shot. So that when you have this same observation now 20 miles away, see if I can pull up.
Bro, this all I'm hearing is you're going to just keep doing more observations, and you threw a little.
I just told you. Listen, I just told you I would put someone out on the water so that we could have physical measurements of the location of the observation being made. Okay, so it's not just observations, Jeremy. We're also taking. We also would have to take the temperatures of the water and the air and the barometric pressure and the wind and the position of the sun, what time. Like, say for instance, let's just say for instance, tomorrow I've got a team. We go out at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's a bright, clear, blue, sunny day, and we take the meteorological data. We go out the very next day at the same time, but it's overcast. Everything else is the same. Everything else is the same. Again, I'm just painting a picture, but it's overcast. Is that going to change the observation? Because if it doesn't, then that is a variable that we have to then take into our analyses. And then if I go out a week later, right, and there's a different variable in the temperature, but everything else is the same, beautiful sunny day, but now the water is 5 degrees colder than the air. Do I get a different image? I don't know. So no, it's not just observations, Jeremy.
So you're going to take temperature readings.
Sorry, Jeremy.
So you're going to take temperature readings and make a whole bunch of observations, and that's the temperature and pressure and humidity. That's going to be your variables.
Those are variables in the discussion for science, for sciencing, understanding what we're seeing. Okay, so just let me do this real quick, right? So just to give you a contrast here.
So we got this mirage. Hold on, let me walk you through it real quick. We got this mirage. That's your natural observed phenomena, the mirage.
Okay.
Is that right? The mirage?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
So you're gonna try to find the cause of it.
No, I already know what the cause is.
So what do you?
The cause
why,
is the
why
the
is
cause.
that
The cause is the conditions.
So then
of the
why
day.
are we even? So why are we even moving forward with this if you know the cause?
Because I'm not, this is, again, it's like you haven't been watching my channel from day one. I've said this to ballers when they ask me this question. My claim is not about what causes the mirage. That's not my claim.
Yeah, but a hypothesis, you're looking for a cause and effect relationship, right? We got the effect of mirage. Now we're looking for the cause of it now.
Okay. I am not the publication that I'm going to try to bring about is not going to be a strict cause and effect. Okay. It is an interpretation of the data. So let me go back to this point right here with the screen. Can you still see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've now put up two different images and I've lined up the horizon. The water line is the same for each. Okay. The image on the left is an image of Anacapa Island taken from the Emerald State Beach. This island is 20 miles away. This rectangle right here represents the degree the mirage is seen. Okay. If you go to the left, or I'm sorry, if you go to the right over here, the default, if you don't know there's a mirage there, is to think that you're looking at physical land right here. Right where my mouse is, that's not physical land. That is a mirage.
I feel you. I just want to let you know these are not viable hypotheses.
Okay, it's then whatever you want to call it's a thesis. Okay, it's a thesis.
All right,
okay, which is an aspect of hypothesis. Hypothesis. It's a thesis. If this is the case, then this is going to be the case. But let me finish my point again. My point is that at 8 feet on the beach, this horizon is 5 miles away. Okay? So that means if I put a boat on this horizon, that boat is going to be how far away did I say this was? 5 miles? Did I say 5 miles? Yeah, I think I said 5 miles. Okay, if I put a boat on the horizon and that's 5 miles away, that means that the boat is 15 miles away from the island. That means that this little square right here represents 15 miles of horizontal distance that you can't see.
Yes, that would make sense. Absolutely. That's what I'm always talking about when I say that the visual space or the physical space condenses into smaller and smaller visual space as you get closer to the perceived horizon.
Yeah. And that's just even looking over short distances. If you lower your angle of view, that's going to happen. But then if you exacerbate that by adding distance to it, the medium is going to screw with it even more.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, I don't know, Jeremy, right? I don't know if we can predict. So then if I go out tomorrow, 10 o'clock, we get all of our meteorological data, and I say, okay, based on all of this meteorological data, I predict that when we come out here on another day at the same time and have the same exact stuff, we're going to see the exact same phenomenon. Okay? I can make that prediction. But what happens if I go out and I don't see the exact same phenomenon?
This is Glober science, bro. This is Glober science right here. This is what they do, predictions and invalid hypotheses and shit.
Okay, Jeremy, that's the world that we are trying to debunk. Okay? So I'm saying, Jeremy, I don't believe you can predict. I don't believe it. I'm saying, though, that we are going to have to do what they want us to do in order to show them that they're wrong.
I feel you. I hope it works, bro. I'm not
even talking about in this month that I'm taking off doing these observations. There's no way. I don't have a team.
What are you trying to get it peer reviewed?
I don't know. Just trying to get it published. Just trying to get it out there that it's on paper, and put it into the hands of the people.
No doubt.
So anyway, thanks, Brandon.
Thank you, Travis. Good stuff.
Hey guys,
Yo.
how's it going? I just came over from a Glober Discord, and they couldn't really answer. It's just another you just don't know how it works type of situation. I guess you guys know.
Well, you don't understand. We know that.
Okay, so right, so Marconi, you guys know who Marconi is, right?
Yeah, he
Yep.
stole the radio.
He plays the
from Tesla.
Mamba.
Okay, so you know how the governor, right, or the scientist governor said that this will be impossible to do because of the curvature of the Earth. What was his name? Let me get to it real quick. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, the ionosphere bouncing.
Yeah, that's where they said, "Oh, it must be the ionosphere now." Right?
It's ad hoc. Yeah, it's ad hoc. Reason,
Ad hoc
explanation.
science.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because they couldn't understand why it was going 2,135 miles away. Oh, it must be the ionosphere. But then these Globers told me that you can't really get no signal off of that. You can, but you can't. So which one is it?
That's the
whatever they need it. It's whatever they need it to be at the moment, and it can be both at the same time, simultaneously.
But here's the thing: it's claimed that that VHF radio waves don't bounce off of it, though.
Remember the VHF, UHF connections for the NES back in the 80s, 90s?
Yeah.
I remember the Weird Al Yankovic movie.
UHF are pretty short range stuff, actually. Very high frequency and ultra high frequency.
Right, and that's what they were explaining to me, that very high frequencies. They were telling me that 500 megahertz wouldn't bounce off the ionosphere. Okay, that's very high frequency. So is that what he used?
Right. And then everything that you're bringing up, Don.
Well, Marconi was just an AM radio band, spark signal generator. His first signals weren't exactly radio. They were generated from what they call a spark gap generator, a thousands of volt spark gap generator. So, in a sense, well, yeah, it's a signal, but it ain't no radio signal. It ain't in the megahertz, and it ain't
very flat.
Technically even in the AM.
Yeah, listen, Don.
Intelligible radio signal. It was sparks. It was created by what they call a spark gap generator. Give me a break. Marconi's first.
Okay.
Let me know when you're done, Jimbo.
Get it right technically. He wasn't sending radio signals.
Jimbo, can you not hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Are you done? I didn't want to talk over you.
He'll tell you when he's done, obviously. He's not done. Jesus fuck.
Listen, fuckface. I was talking.
I don't give a fuck, man. Hey, 2 times you interrupt him to say, hey, are you, when you're done, let me know. 2 times.
Well,
when he's done, he'll fucking let you know, dipshit.
Listen, why are you triggered? Why are you triggered?
Because you're a fucking moron, man. Because all you do is want to hear your voice. You've already talked for...
Tony.
Bro, you've already talked for fucking an hour and a half. Let someone else talk. Okay? Seriously. You bored the fuck out of us for an hour and a half. Now, can we listen to someone else? Fuck. God damn, man.
Whose mic is that, though?
It's my mic. It sucks and fucking...
Tony V's mic is just shit right now. He's
just
totally
shit.
triggered. He hates me, so he's triggered.
It's just you. You interrupted him 2 fucking times.
Here comes Curves telling me why am I lying? Because they wouldn't answer me. They keep up, it's like this Globers, right? They were saying, well, you just don't know how radio waves work and this and that.
You don't understand.
Yeah, okay, but then we went to GPS. So GPS doesn't work in Atlantic Ocean, right? When the when you have commercial airlines that go out into the Atlantic Ocean, it cuts off. Correct?
Okay. I don't
Correct?
Know. I don't know.
It switched to lower and they say that GPS can't work in the ocean, or how would GPS work in the ocean? And I posted these images. They said, well, it says GPS monitoring system, right? It's a monitoring system, so it can connect to it, transmitter, or however you want to put it, but it's still a form of GPS.
So that's these pictures you posted, Don. These are GPS.
Yes.
Ocean ones.
Right.
What were you in
what I'm
Gems?
saying. They said they don't work, but they're selling they don't work as GPS.
Were you
Why
in
would they
Gems?
claim them GP? I was at Jose's.
Oh,
I'm just trying to get
those
your
guys are
guys'
idiots.
perspective. I'm trying to get your guys' perspective on it. You know what I mean?
Well, what are
Seems like I
these
have to go
things
to
for? What are they? What do they say they're for? Why do they have these stations in the middle of the ocean that are say
for
GPS?
waves or something to show you waves, the side of waves or something like that? That's what they were claiming or something like that. If I'm not correct.
Oh. Well, those guys know everything about everything, so you know.
And here we are.
Now, Don, what they told you, those were monitoring stations, and they did not transmit GPS. That's what they said.
So they.
Why
So
would
what
they
do they
claim
do
the
with the data that they monitor? Left lane.
Oh, I have no idea. All I knew was that the case in point was that it was posted as a GPS transmitter, and it was pointed out that they were monitoring stations, and they did not transmit GPS.
So do they?
How do you know
receive it?
though?
Do they receive it?
They had the documents and everything on there, what they were and what they did. I didn't read all that stuff.
Oh, do they receive transmission or they just don't get? Do they receive it? Like obviously they're receiving something.
Yeah, I mean, of course, they'd be capable of receiving whatever, but they didn't say anything about transmitting a GPS, like for locating, as in like, where we talk about GPS being ground based and such, and that was the point of the argument.
Oh, right.
You don't need GPS to triangulate positions on the ground.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to get at with the satellite stuff, man. It's just like it's amazing to me, man. Like they say it's satellites coming from, so I want to see a real photo of a satellite. I want just you guys talk about
ISS.
no,
ISS.
not
It's orbiting
the
Earth,
ISS. I'm
bro.
talking about other stuff.
LOL, the ISS. That's so funny. Someone got a sense of humor. That's always nice.
Yeah, the
And so-
ISS, bro. It's a satellite in orbit.
So my question
Around
to
Earth.
them was to Boeing E3 Century. You guys know about that?
Nope.
Okay, Boeing E3. It's like a LORAN. It's a system they use to target. Like, okay, so if they're out in the ocean,
The
right?
LORAN system.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's the same thing, kind of like that. Like kind of.
I never heard of it.
Yeah, it's the you got the E2 Hawkeye, the E2 Hawkeye, and the Boeing E3 sitting. I'm sure they got other ones.
E3 what? Boeing E3 what?
Let me.
Century, you said?
Yeah, Century. Yep.
Okay. Yep, I see it. I've got it up on the screen now, I think.
Why would they have that if they have satellites in space? Why would they need that over the ocean?
Why would you need that LORAN system? Exactly.
But it was an easy question, and they got a little like, you're stupid, you're slow, you don't get it. Well, I am slow because I take my time. They just don't.
Well, in 1811, undersea cables were laid to all the continents and even like Midway Island and other places. So,
dude,
underwater cables have been going for a long time.
Long time. 1852, I think, was the first one. If you look that up, it's really
Right.
interesting. There's this. They built a gigantic ass fucking boat, a huge ass fucking boat.
But I just still want to understand, why do they use all this technology? if they have
Misdirection.
better technology.
It's misdirection.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of works the same way, really, as they explain satellites and space work. So, I mean,
I just want to unpack really quick what happened with Jimbo. Okay, I started talking, and then Jimbo started talking like he didn't hear me, so I just shut up. And then when there was a pause, I started talking again. Jimbo talked again over me, so that's the reason why I asked if Jimbo was finished, and if he could hear me. I just want to say it. I just need to say it.
All right.
So it's fine. Jimbo takes a little bit of a pause in between his sentences, so I get fucked up
but
too
my
if I
point was, I started talking. So did he not hear me? That's why I said to him, "Can you hear me?" So when I hear someone start talking at the same time I do, I just like you do, Jeremy. You say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead." But anyway, Don, what I was going to say to you is, this is exactly what I'm saying about the science of refraction. What you brought up with Marconi, I'm just going to say, for instance, you, Don, get out there and do it again.
I don't think they have any.
Let's just listen. Just listen.
All right.
You got to do it again from ground zero, and do it the scientific way. If you, for instance, go out and do what you do, but you cannot figure out how your signal is getting there, don't make shit up.
Right. Yeah.
Don't say it's off the ionosphere. It must be off the ionosphere because you don't know.
Right. I agree with that. But when
that's the way that we're going to have. That's the way that we have to debunk their science. We're going to have to pretend like it's never been done.
They don't have any science.
That's the thing. That governor, right, of leading science or whatever in the government that leading science, he automatically said, "Oh, that's the ionosphere." Like, really?
Yeah. Just for the audience, they don't have any actual science.
I agree. I agree. I'm just talking about the event itself.
No, they're fantastic pseudoscientists, though. I mean, probably the best pseudoscientists in the whole history of human evolution.
Well, that's why I would love to have their accuracy on betting the horses, because
oh yeah, they're amazing at predictions. I mean, their predictive ability, especially when they know the answer and just reverse engineer stuff with pseudoscience, they can get it right every time. You know? Oh shit. Now Discord's being a bitch.
Or no, however you want to say it, that the frequencies work, the radios work.
We're good now.
Tell me, or that doesn't show me that satellites are real in space. That just tells me you know a little bit about the frequencies or whatever. Cool story. But man, it's amazing.
Don't let those guys get to you, man, because you go in there and tell them, you saw green grass. They're going to find a way to make you feel like a piece of shit that doesn't know anything. That's like their thing, dude. A lot of those guys, there's a few different types of Globers around here. There's ones who just literally, that's all they want to do is make people feel like as big a piece of shit as possible.
Right.
They get off on that shit.
It doesn't affect me at all. I mean, like Ed, I don't know if you guys know who Ed is.
Yeah, Ed's just
he's
a troll.
Straight clown.
Yeah.
No,
Straight
Ed's
clown
decent
show.
Actually. Ed is a decent Glober. He
told me
really
one
is.
day-
He's not like the other. He's not like most of them though.
No,
man.
I like Ed,
told me
but
one
he's
day-
a fucking. I agree. He's a troll, dude.
Sometimes
Ed told
he
me
can
one
be.
day.
I
Ed
like
told me
him,
one
though.
day
It's
that
cool.
you can have. Ed told me
Go ahead.
one day that you could. Ed told me one day that you can have an independent variable, but you didn't have to know if the independent variable even existed.
And he
in
argued
reality.
it for
Remember
hours. For hours.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's why I say he's a troll, because he does stuff like that. He'll argue ridiculous shit for a very long time.
Yeah, he absolutely can be a troll. There's no doubt about
Hey,
it.
NASA
You just
Shield
haven't
did
known
the
him long
same
enough.
thing.
You don't think he is?
Hey,
I
NASA
don't
Shield
know.
did the same thing on QE's channel or on 24/7, and
Hey,
QE
NASA
obviously
Shield,
called
that's
him out.
different, dude. That dude is a character, man. That guy is evil.
He's just an idiot.
No, he's real.
Yeah, he
evil.
just thinks he knows what he's talking
Listen.
about and just doesn't shut up.
I asked him one day. He was talking about the vaccines. I was like, "So, would it be cool to do you agree that we should hold children down and give them the vaccine?" He said, "Yeah. If we have."
Oh, he's
to.
all for it. Yeah, he's just not a very
That's
good person
evil,
in life.
dude. Dude, that's evil. To force a child to take a shot. That's evil.
But it's
That's just-
because it's proven science, don't you know?
Dude, I don't know, man, but that's crazy.
You might as well go
I took
argue
my
with
shot.
CNN, bro. I'm telling you, these guys are like
Liberals,
the amount
something.
they bend over backwards to believe everything that the establishment says. It just astounds me sometimes. Like they give the benefit of the
I got
doubt to the
peep-
government all the fucking time.
Do you want to
got,
see
like-
where in schools that they're giving underage people the option of getting their vaccines without parental consent for everything from
No.
Gardasil to this shit?
Right.
I can
Bro, don't
post a
let-
few videos if anyone's actually interested in what's
Yeah,
going
I
on.
watched a video from the UK. A mom posted about her daughter came home and said, "Mom, they gave me a shot today," and the mom was just she was just in tears.
Dude, I seen that. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it just ripped my heart out because the mom was just like, I didn't know they were going to do this. They didn't ask for my permission. They just did it, and you don't know what shit's in their kid.
They're bordering on eugenics, like the eugenics mindset from earlier last century. I swear to God, the pendulum's swinging back more towards that way.
Oh, guys, I mean, you think that something like that happened into something like that happened into my child? Now, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. But if my child came home and and they had given my child a shot without my permission, I'd sue their ass off. That's what I'd do.
Oh, I'd be
like to see you do it.
Furious.
Take him away from me.
Furious.
Somebody's getting punched in the face by the end of the day, guaranteed. If they did that to my kid, yeah.
I mean, it's easy to say. It's easy to say that you would sue them, but you don't have the time and you don't have the resources, Howard.
I would. I do too.
Lawyers will take that case up. Lawyers will take that case up for nothing, and just take a cut of the winning. You got
a case like that, they would take on contingent.
Oh yeah, dude, that would be a multi-million-dollar case. I got to think they'd settle for a big chunk of money.
Yeah, lawyers would take that case in a heartbeat and just take a percentage of the winnings. Don, don't let them Globers get to you, bro.
Oh no, they don't affect me.
I've been in gems for a year straight. I'm pretty sure I got PTSD or something.
Yeah, it doesn't affect me. I just want to know the truth, and it seems like flat earthers are a lot easier to deal with than Globers. I have noticed that. Even if I wasn't a flat earther or didn't, it's what I noticed. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Shell shock from gems, bro. For real. I didn't go in there all day today.
Yeah, I'm good. They came over here after I came over here just to follow me. It's amazing.
Yeah, they get some like there's some that are sadistic. Now there's good ones like Howard Left Lane, and there's a lot of good Globers.
Yeah, there's
the trolls.
Yeah,
I mean, there's flat earth trolls
a lot
too.
might
But
be an overstatement.
Yeah, there's some of them that are decent. It depends on character. I tell them that it's all it depends on character.
You gotta play good cop, bad cop. How many parameters are there to play this game?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I can't. It was fascinating listening to how they explained to me about all that. Right now, yeah, I definitely don't understand certain radio frequencies and all this and this and that. But I mean, the scientist even said, it's impossible. It won't be able to go around the curve. But then turn around and say, oh, it's the ionosphere. So you didn't think of that?
They're begging the question.
Yeah, like it's amazing.
They're begging the question that there even is a curve. Starting off with a fallacy right off the jump, right out the gate. Fallacy.
Yeah, I've never seen any curve.
That's
I've never seen a measurement of any curve. I've never seen any tangible measurement of curvature on this earth. I've never witnessed any curvature. There's no fucking curvature as far as I'm concerned.
That's all right.
Bananas are curved, but that's about it.
Any argument they have is a straight fallacy. Give me a global argument. I'll form it into a fallacy right now.
Dude, all they will do is when you show them that there's no curve, right? That the math was all debunked. What is it? They'll always point to the dang sky, man.
Yep.
Always to the sky.
Always back to optics.
Like, dude, we don't live in the sky. It begs the question, does it, change? They say the southern hemisphere, the stars rotate differently. Okay. Did you notice that closer you got to the stars? Does it change when you get closer to them? Could it be an optical illusion or, we don't live there. We don't live in the sky.
The celestial poles are an affirming the consequent fallacy.
Dude, it's amazing.
I'm telling you, man.
There.
Every argument they have is fallacious.
Listen, this all goes back to what we've discussed before over and over and over again. Breaking down their story.
The Earth is.
You have to go all the way back to when the story first began. And for most of us, it didn't begin with the Greeks. For me, it began with Copernicus.
Right.
Okay? So if we want to go all the way back to Copernicus, and break down his explanation for how our world and the / universe works. It's the same thing that I said to you, Dawn. Is like, okay, so go ahead, make your first observation, Copernicus. Go make your first observation. How did you test it? How did you verify it? How did you falsify it? Okay, so those are the
probably the same way.
You're talking about
The same way you're
Eratosthenes?
gonna test. The same way you're gonna test yours.
Right. Well, that's tough, man. I mean,
no, not
anyway.
not Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes was Greek. Okay, but I'm saying that even the story has changed since 2017. What I mean by that is that now the story is we've known that the Earth was a sphere since 300 BC. Well, not when I went to school. 30 years ago, when I went to school, we didn't know about it till Copernicus came along.
Right.
You know the crazy shit they believed back in the day of the Greeks? They believed some crazy ass shit. I used to have a list of 20 crazy things that they believed back in those times. So saying that just because they thought of something 2,000 years ago, it doesn't mean shit. They thought all kinds of crazy shit.
I think it's just they couldn't understand the way.
We even have a joke. You know how you separate the men from the boys in Greece? With crowbars.
Yeah, but one of the things that we've heard said is everybody back in 300 BC knew. I was like, okay, great. Show me that poll. Show me that everybody believed the Earth was a sphere. You're not going to do it. The only people that were talking about it were the philosophers and the scholars, and that was a very, 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 very small percentage of society.
Yes, yeah, but not all of them too. Not all of them were.
The other extreme who say, "Oh, no one ever thought the Earth was flat in the past."
Right.
Well, those are just people that were recorded, though. You know, I mean.
Yeah, show me that, Howard. Go ahead.
Well, the general public does not have written record.
Show me the records. Okay, but show me the records.
That's just a common sense statement. The general public.
It's common sense. It's bullshit. Then
it's
you just
bullshit.
made it up.
I agree. No
you just made it up, Howard. How do I know you didn't just make that up?
Okay.
It's not common sense to me. Listen. I just told you that I remember being taught about Copernicus. I wasn't taught about Eratosthenes 30 years ago. So common sense is not no, Howard. When you make a claim, Howard, please just show me. I'm not trying to tell you that you're wrong. I'm saying unless you show me why you're saying what you're saying, then you're just making it up.
I don't know why it would matter what people believe, what the popular majority believed in 300 BC or whatever the fuck. Who cares? They believed all kinds of weird shit. So even if they did believe the Earth was a sphere, so what?
I know, right? Look, remember the on the other live we did. You got to imagine first.
Yeah, I mean, I jumped into a Facebook group that's called Unbelievable. Justin Brierley, he's a UK guy. He's got a really great show. He's a Christian, and so he deals with matters of faith and whatnot. I haven't listened to the show in quite a while, but I always enjoyed it. Anyway, somehow it came up on my Facebook feed, so I jumped in and posted one of my pictures and made a comment about refraction and blah, blah, blah. So it's just been unending trolls the whole way. This guy says, not Justin, but one of the guys in the thread says, we've known since Aristotle. Aristotle verified Pythagoras. I said, can you show me that citation, please? Haven't heard back from him. He was active all the time. Active, boom, making comments, boom, 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 boom. I said, can you verify Aristotle validated Pythagoras? Just waiting for it. Haven't heard from him since.
Well, what about the Mayans? I mean, if we're going to go by what the Greeks said, why not go back to the Mayans? They thought the Earth was flat. They navigated, and they had extremely accurate predictive model for the celestial bodies.
Right? Ain't that the Sorrow cycle or something like that? Yeah, they didn't make that. But there's people that probably believe that NASA came up with that. Isn't that amazing?
Well, they say they don't. They say that that Saros cycle's off, and now we're better at predicting the eclipses. I think we've just gotten better at keeping track of time, and so now we can predict them better because we have a better time. Keep track of time better. You can be able to predict things better if you're dealing with time. No.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. They still, if you look up, because I was looking at this the other day, I was arguing with some Globers in our Discord. And if you look up NASA and eclipse predictions, the main guy, I can't remember his name, but I've got it here somewhere. That does the, here, I'll open it up. That does the eclipse predictions, this Fred Aspenick. You might have heard that name before because it's kind of a well-known thing within the flat Earth circles. Uses the Saros cycle. I mean, here's an article by him right here on his webpage called cyclesresearchinstitute.org. Cycles. You know, being able to use your model to predict something that is cyclical, isn't that fucking impressive? I got to be honest with you.
Looking at a clock. It's like looking at a clock for 100 years and saying, "Oh, all right, in an hour the big hand's going to land on the one." Like that's not fucking amazing that you can do that.
No. And if you look, there'll be charts in here. They'll say, "Well, he knew that, they know the date and time with the Saros cycles, but not the locations." Well, then what the fuck are these charts in here that they show? These Saros cycle charts. It's not on this one. But they're all over. If you look in this NASA eclipse thing, they have these charts that show Saros cycle tables. I can't find it right now, of course. But anyway, so so your model you use is based on a cycle, and then you go back and say, we predicted it. We predicted what the next eclipse will be. So what? So did we.
Well, you do it then. You do it then, Brandon. You predict it. Go.
Okay. I got the book right here. I'll just go to this guy's website.
It'd be like the Maytag repairman predicting the washing machine cycles. That's my business. I predict things. I predict cycles. Wow. Great job.
This is a little more
rinse.
This is a little more complicated than just watching a clock for a year and being able to predict where the hands are going to land.
Yeah.
That's all.
Right. It takes 18 years to know anyways. That's a long time.
Make yourself an Antikythera device. It'll tell you the retrogrades of all the so-called planets and luminaries, every cycle of the sun and the moon for any date you want, past or present. So that's all that guy needs is a few gears in a box with a worm screw.
I mean,
and a few cycles previous. That's it.
On his website, he's got it predicted out to 2100 with the based on the cycles.
The Antikythera device has it infinitively, past and present, future. So he's beat.
My missus used to have little circles in a diary.
Bottom of the ocean. The Antikythera mechanism you're talking about, right?
Yeah, he's beat by a couple thousand years at least.
Yeah.
Beautiful brass gears, beautifully calculated, calibrated, made, and put into a device for navigation.
I mean, that thing was amazing to me. Even
retrogrades of it's beautiful, and it's still anyone can look it up and check out how it works. Get a 3D one online, download it, put a date in, and see where the moon phases were at that date. All kinds of stuff, but it's not a mystery.
That thing was amazing to me even before I became a flat earther. And the Antikythera mechanism, yeah.
And no matter how complex it looks, it's actually a very simple device. Not really much more complicated than an egg beater and the gears on a 10-speed bike.
Exactly. If you can use gears to repeat a cyclical cycle, right?
It don't make no sense.
Hey, what's up, Aaron?
That was amazing.
It's exactly right every time. Explain why and how if it don't make sense. With these gear ratios, it makes sense. If you can't comprehend it, that's what don't make sense. It's insane as far as the computer it is goes. It's insane as far as your ability to compute it.
Right. Yeah, I don't understand certain things. There's no lie about that. I have no ego in the fight. But it's amazing that these mugs will literally, when you go to somebody else and try to get some more answers and understanding, these mugs will literally follow you.
Well, they followed you over here from Jose's, or I mean, Jose's show probably ended.
They're partly insane, you know, except
Real Planets have curves. I don't know who she is, but we was over
Naps.
there debating. And then I was like, man, forget this. Yeah, I came over here and they followed me over here, man. That's amazing.
Well, I'm guessing Jose's show probably ended and they needed somewhere to go. So
yeah, she's always over here.
No, it's been.
Yeah, she's a huge troll. She doesn't know anything about anything that's going on in this whole arena.
It's been ended, and she just went right back over there. She followed me over here and then went right back over there. Seriously, no joke.
I've had some of them been asking me the same question for years. And I don't even remember why they're asking me the question anymore.
Because they want to misdirect from the major premise. They're going to bring up all of these tertiary issues, right? Just like the the different celestial rotation, right? So let's just say 300, 400 years ago, we lived in a town that believed that the Earth was flat. We just understood, we've never been farther than 5 to 10 miles away from our town, so we don't believe the world is moving, and we don't believe the Earth is curved. Right. So we have all of our science that we understand in terms of where we're at, and then someone comes along and says, hey, did you know that if you go, far enough away? I just heard this story because I was in San Francisco or whatever, and I heard a sailor talk about how at a different location he sees the stars moving in a different rotation. I mean, all that does now is just adds another phenomenon to your flat Earth. It's just it just is.
Right.
It just is.
Yeah, dude. It doesn't prove either globe or flat, to be honest. How does that prove a shape? My question is, how would that prove a shape?
If you knew what the sky, if you could verify the sky and knew exactly what it was and how it was working and shit and everything, that might lend some credence to the globe. If it really is, outer space really is the way they say it is.
Well,
that'd
yeah,
be
you
tough
have
to
to
explain.
Yeah, you have to
if
get
everything's
close.
working like they say it is, that'd be tough to explain on a flat Earth.
Right, but you have to get close enough to it to see if it changes.
You'd have to go verify that a space is working like they say it is.
Well, Jeremy, 65 people have actually done this. I mean,
okay,
right.
Yeah,
Think about what they tell us,
dude?
though. The wild shit they tell us. The sun, that hot thing up in the sky, is 93 million miles away. The thing that we feel the heat off when it passes overhead, it's 93 million miles away. And it's like an explosion of, whatever, however they describe it. They know what's in the core and how hot the core is and how much it weighs and how dense it is. These are ridiculous things to claim.
Yeah, they have no evidence for how far they have no evidence for how the distance to the sun. They like to say radar, they bounce radars off it, but that's just nonsense. The sun's a black body; it absorbs light. It doesn't reflect it back.
Don't they claim that it has magnesium too, and that's what gives it a magnetic field?
Can you bounce radar off of a campfire and tell how far away your campfire is? Can you do that? No.
Probably not.
Fire departments have tried to use they use thermal imaging, which is a type of that's radar-ish thing. But okay, so you're shooting a light beam at a light source. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah, but don't they claim that the sun contains a magnesium, and it's what gives it a magnetic field?
They'll claim everything.
No, I don't think magnesium burns with a certain intensity. So then they look at that with spectroscopy. I don't think magnesium is related to magnetism.
Okay. Yeah, because I was about to say, man, because magnesium loses its energy or magnetic pull at 1,000 degrees.
Yeah, that's what are those? What do they call that? Ferrous.
Ferrous.
The Earth is
Most
very
metals lose
flat.
their magnetic at a certain degree.
What are you laughing at me for, man?
Feral, because that's funny. Feral means like you can't read.
Yeah, wild. Yeah.
Anyways, whatever.
You're still laughing, dude. Just stop.
I love you, Travis.
No way.
Did anybody see the new footage that NASA put out from Perseverance?
Yeah, I see a Perseverance rover.
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
How can we say that's Mars, dude? What if that's Greenland?
We can't say it's Mars. I mean, we just like we were looking at those cars you showed us, Don. There's nothing special about this new footage that they're putting out. Nothing.
Right.
Not only can we not verify it, it's happening in a violation of natural law. But
Yeah, dude. Right. They got blasters on there and the zero. Like, come on, man. What are they pushing off from? I want to see compulsion in a vacuum. Like that don't make no sense.
They're pushing off 1/100% of atmosphere that the Earth has because they know this, and that's what they're pushing off. Gee whiz, that's why you use a parachute with no atmosphere because it makes sense.
Well, or you just don't understand.
Well, you just don't understand. There's a Sprite can that's been put into a vacuum container, so obviously it works.
Well, they had a container.
It only twitched too. Global virus foe. That Sprite can, all it did was twitch.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. It barely moved,
I can't believe they point to that.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for the container walls, it wouldn't have moved at all. That's my theoretical take on it, but it wouldn't really had nothing to push off from.
I'm still not convinced that rockets will work in a vacuum. Now I understand their theory that it's what is Newton's third law, an equal and opposite reaction, and that the fact that you're expelling mass causes the opposite reaction of propelling you forward. But there could be another reason the rocket's propelled forward in the atmosphere, which is they're creating this intense pressure differential. They're expanding that gas right behind them in the in that chamber so quickly that it is literally like exploding that rocket. The pressure is just being harnessed to push that rocket up against the atmosphere, and I don't think that would work in a vacuum. But I will keep an open mind until I see a demonstration, a legitimate demonstration.
Same here. Dude.
Yeah, you know how I feel.
Doesn't it seem quite? Sorry, Jeremy.
No, go ahead, bro. You've been trying to get in all show. Go ahead, Bandit.
Yeah, doesn't it seem quite strange when you watch a rocket launch? Right? The rocket seems to accelerate at exactly the same velocity in Earth's atmosphere as it does in outer space. There doesn't seem to be any difference of propulsion between atmosphere and no atmosphere. It's just a smooth, seamless transition.
Interesting point.
Yeah, it is. Do they got a Gauss meter on it?
No. They say rockets push off themselves, don't they? Well, if it's pushing off of itself here in the atmosphere, it's pushing off twice as much because it's pushing off the atmosphere and itself. So it should almost be moving at double the speed.
That's intuitive to me too, Bandsaw. It just makes sense. The way they're talking about it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't seem like it moved that much.
Not at all.
You know how I feel. You know how I feel about this argument. I'm starting to hear it more because it literally turns into a burden of proof reversal fallacy every time. It's funny.
Does it? How so? When they tell us to prove that it doesn't work in a vacuum?
Yeah, they're saying, well, you're claiming it doesn't work. Prove it. It's the most ridiculous burden of proof fallacy I've ever heard. Like,
All
we're
right,
saying
so
that shit doesn't
It's not
exist.
even our claim. They're the ones claiming it does work.
Yeah, we're saying it
so-
doesn't. It's akin to Brandon saying Santa Claus is real. Then I say, no, Santa Claus is not real. And he says, yeah, it is. Prove that it's not.
It works, but we can't see any official testing of any sort of these theories before they put stuff into outer space. There's no official footage of any official testing of this theory prior to it being used, prior to them putting a bloody dog or a monkey in a rocket. There's no official testing footage whatsoever.
Like,
Maybe.
like how much fuel did you need to get to the moon? How do you calculate that when you've never even been there? You have no idea how far away it is, right?
Well, you bounce a ways off the moon, Aaron.
You're
Don't say
calculating this
that.
down to the gram, right? You know these people.
Pretty much. Well, didn't they have about a kilogram of fuel left before they actually landed on the moon? It was touch and go. They're kind of saying that was a good guess, wasn't it?
It's perfect.
Right. You know, they didn't think about putting a reserve tank in that thing, did they?
Almost like it works on paper. Oh no.
Pretty much.
See wins.
Just real quick. So this post on Unbelievable, I made it 24 hours ago. So one of the commenters said, "I can't help but notice that one of your photos is really hazy, and that the shoreline is obstructed. Haze would eliminate refraction. Thus, hazy is showing the true view." I said, "Do you have a citation to substantiate your claim?" He said, "Do you have a citation to prove yours?" I said, "Listen, I said, this is a typical troll tactic called reversing the burden. You have had since the beginning of the original post to ask me for a citation, but you haven't done it until now. Why is that? Well, you just made a claim. I'm simply asking you for the basis for your claim. You're now ignoring my question, playing the passive-aggressive troll so that the focus is no longer on you."
I mean, the funny part was that he said haze would eliminate refraction.
Yeah, like he knows what he's talking about.
That was
this
the
guy
part
has
that
no
caught
clue
my
what he's
ear.
talking
Wait
about.
a minute. Haze will
It was hard to
eliminate
not interrupt you when
refraction?
you said-
Yeah.
Who said
Yeah.
that?
It doesn't matter. This guy, his name is Kevin Bruce. Whatever. He's
will
got
eliminate refraction. How is that? That don't make no sense.
yeah. Right.
Wouldn't that give you more refraction?
Yeah, it'll give you more distortion.
Something. I don't. Yeah, I feel like that's not going to help the cause if you're trying to see clearly.
That don't make no sense. Whoever claimed that, that's a bizarre claim.
No, you don't
Overtrolls,
understand.
bro.
You see clearest when it looks like a ball. Okay? You gotta get it right.
Yeah.
Paid, what
Oh,
you doing over here, man?
They say the best seeing conditions are the times when we can't see as far. Like, we'll be able to see super far, like to the black swan, and be like, no, that's not good seeing conditions. These are good seeing conditions when you can see way less farther, which is absurd in my mind. I'm thinking if I could see farther, those are better seeing conditions. Maybe.
Right, but okay, right. So yeah. I'm gonna go on mute. And
Hey, did you?
Oh wait, here we go. I got it. Let me just share this real quick. Sorry.
Hey, so
it'll be real quick. It'll be real quick.
All right, cool.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Are you sharing? Hold on 1 second. Let me share it for the audience. Oh shit! Where did I put my tab? Okay, we're good.
All right, so you can see the screen here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the middle image has the least amount of visibility into the distance. Okay.
Right.
Now, in every single photo, I have circled the same tree line. You see that little niche?
Yep.
Okay. The middle image, in my opinion, appears to be closer to me. Why do you say that, Travis? Well, because it's bigger. The image on the left is the next smaller image of the distant topography because it looks a little bit.
Are these with the same focal length?
Yes, the two on the left are the same focal length. The one on the right is a little bit of a wider angle of view because I wanted to fit the buoy. See, the buoy is all right on the left-hand image right there.
Yeah.
I mean, on the right of the image. Anyway, it that part doesn't matter. But okay, so you've got that niche in the tree. Every single image has that niche in the tree, meaning we're seeing the same observation. Now, on the left image, we can see houses. We can see the land beneath the houses. And then I believe I would be comfortable saying, hypothetically, those smaller little white boxes are either boats or dock structures, okay? But nonetheless, we're seeing straight shore to shore. This is 9 miles away. Now, in the middle image, you can't see any of that.
Right. Well, that's due to the way of the heat waves, refraction, and bunch. You got to think waves too as well. They will say, "Oh, waves don't do nothing." Okay, but and there looks like magnifying a little.
Okay, but in the very far in the right image, it looks as though the distance has receded farther away. Like if I were to ask you which one, well, it is a little bit farther away because it's a 265 millimeter, but that's only about 90. What is that? 43. That's like 100 millimeters. But even if I did zoom in on that, the clarity of that image, you're not going to see the houses the same way. My point is to say what Jeremy brought up is that even though I'm seeing farther in the image on the right, the refraction is crazy high.
Right.
So I'm seeing the same distance in the very left image, but it looks closer to me because I can actually see the houses. So that's got a high level of refraction as well. Just because you can see those houses more clearly doesn't mean there's not crazy refraction going on. Why would you say there's crazy refraction going on? I don't see an inferior mirage. No, but because I've got a contrasting image, the size of the field of view is completely different. So there's magnification. How does magnification happen? Refraction. So there's always refraction going on.
Right. Look at that. On the middle, right where it says seeking looming. See the word looming? Look at G. Look right below G. Look at that big wave blocking that black spot on the buoy. Isn't that amazing? How much just a little dinky wave can block a big amount of...
Yeah. All right, that's it.
All right, cool. Well, it's about time to wrap up. But before we do, hey, Jeremy, I went over that crypto tab thing when I started the show off, but maybe you're an expert at it. I'll just put it up on my screen, and maybe you can explain what this thing is.
Oh, sure. All right, there we go. There's your the screen you want to leave open in the background. Brandon has it set to minimum. Oh, he's got it set to off right now, but you can adjust that little bar in the top left to go max speed or adjust it however you want. I just leave mine running at max. This runs totally in the background. It's a Google Chrome add-on, and you mine a little bit of Bitcoin on it while your computer is just not doing anything. So it's got a good referral system. Everyone will make money that you refer. You make a little bit off them and so on. And it'll support the show for Brandon.
And you've been using it for a while, haven't you, Jeremy? And you've actually cashed out, right?
Yeah, I pulled out about $75 worth of Bitcoin. It's not much. You make like $5 a month, maybe $10 if you got a good computer.
How do you use this, Jeremy? How do you use this?
It's a Google Chrome add-on. You Brandon has the link for it. He'll put his link out, his referral link.
Yep.
And if you have Google Chrome, you click his link. It'll run you through the steps. And I mean, if anyone has any questions on it, you can just DM me, and I'll walk you through it.
So what's this just run in the background while you're using your computer or while it's on idle or something, does it, Jeremy?
Yeah, I mean, mine goes 24/7.
Yeah.
It just doesn't. It never stops. Like I said, it's only like $5 a month. Not a lot of money. You're not going to fucking get rich or anything, but it's a way for people to get in the crypto game on the cheap. You know, if you have a computer and you leave it on all the time, anyways, or if you use it while you use your computer, just turn it on in the background, have it running.
So how does that compare to how much you earn to how much power you're going to be using each month to generate that $5 or $50 or whatever it is?
Yeah, I don't know. It probably does use more electricity, but like
He's in the negative. He just doesn't know it.
If you leave your computer, running.
It's a false economy you're running there.
Hey, it's a pyramid. It's a pyramid scheme, okay?
Pyramid scheme, exactly right.
Well, how
and we're right at the very bottom of it, Brandon.
Yes.
But
you can be at the top someday if you work hard enough, man. So.
That's right. This too can be you.
Yeah.
Look for my inspirational posts in the near future.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
But
right.
But
hey
anyway,
guys,
I put the link in the
ask you guys
in the chat if anybody is interested. Check it out.
Sweet.
All right. Anyway, go ahead. Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, I have an experiment. Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. I definitely will check that out. I have an experiment in mind that I want to do in my house with water. Like, you know how Skylar, what's her name again? How she did it, but I want to do it with water.
Sky-free?
Yeah, Sky-free. I want to do it with water. I don't know if I want to put it in a fish tank. I don't know if that will affect it, if it will change anything. Now, I want the water to be a little darker, like food coloring. I don't know if that will affect it, though. And allow heat waves to come in and see what it would do with the water. See if that would, what's your guys' take on that?
Well, I think it's anything you do is going to be is cool. Do some observations, play around with the variables. Do anything.
What is it? I'm sorry. What is it you're trying to replicate?
Obstruction, heat haze, obstructing the.
Well, did you cut out?
I can't hear anything.
Oh, I think you cut out, Don.
Yeah, he dropped.
All right. Well, if he
are you there? Are you there, Don?
Yeah, if you're talking, Don, we can't hear you, but
okay. Working now.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what I'm trying to do is see if the water can cause a certain magnifying, or could it cause refract? Will the water change it? Well, if there's a lot of things that I want to see with water instead of
do you have a camera or anything, Don? Like, what's going to be your?
Well, I'm just gonna use my iPhone. To be honest with you, I'll just use that and see what it does first, and then if I have anything that's really interesting, I'll probably move up to a better camera. But
I don't think there's a problem with using your phone. As long as you're using the same thing for your different observations. Yeah, I don't think there's any difference using a phone versus using, say, a P900 or something.
Right.
Not for those small range observations, I wouldn't think, but I could be wrong.
That's what I thought too.
If it's not a P900, it doesn't count.
Dude, but that would be very interesting to see how heat waves work over water instead of a solid surface. That's why I want to do it like that. I mean, water's solids, but you get what I'm getting at.
I think the trouble with doing any test over water is replicating the variance in temperature, actually, because the temperature of water, if you walk along the beach and you just walk in the water, you can feel the temperature difference 10 meters down the beach. Sometimes it feels like the water's a few degrees. So, and that would be happening everywhere, depending on the depth in the currents and all that sort of stuff. So these average temperatures and readings that they take, people like Ruhif and whatnot, it's all a load of crap because you'd have to make a different calculation almost every meter. For all these different variables, like the actual mathematics to work out that it's just too complicated. You can never physically do it accurately.
Right. Yeah. There. Good take on that, dude. So maybe I can try with cold water, warm water, and hot water, and see if I get any difference in observation with the temperature.
Yeah.
Me and Travis talked about that a while back, like looking over, let's just say the ocean or even a lake or whatever, when Travis calls them the aqua bands, right? Where you see different colored blue over distance, and Bansal, have you ever been water skiing on a lake? Right, it'll be warm,
100%,
warm,
right, yeah.
and then you pass and it's cold as fuck.
Cold patch. It's a cold patch. Whenever you come off, you freeze your nuts off whenever you come off, for sure.
And you're telling the driver, go that way. It's fucking cold over here. Go that way. Right?
Well, could it be just a top layer that's warm?
You're thinking. I think it varies depending on the depth, and it varies quite dramatically, actually. What I might do later on, because I'm only about 50 meters from the beach, I might take a down there, like infrared thermometer, and just walk along and just take different readings on the beach and show you how much it varies, because it is absolutely crazy. Right, the variance, and everyone's felt it when they've gone down the beach and you're just waiting, where the waves break down, and all of a sudden you hit this nice little warm patch, and then it's cold and it's warm and whatnot, and it's all over the place.
And Ruhif would still love to use one single equation to equate all of that temperature.
Exactly. That's my point, Aaron. Yeah, that's my point. And you can't. You can't at all use one equation.
I hate to interrupt the conversation. No, it's a good conversation. I hate to interrupt. I apologize. We're going to wrap up because Travis has got a stream starting at in about 25 minutes. So why don't we do final thoughts?
He's stepping on your toes.
Yeah, it is. What the hell, Travis?
Hey, I can put it back till 9 o'clock.
No, you're all good, man. It's all good.
Well, I haven't heard from Sean yet, so I don't even know if he'll be around, because I really don't want to show the video without him present. So I was just about to reschedule till 9.
Oh, okay. Well, let's still wrap up. My dinner's getting cold anyway, so it's kind of a 2-for-1.
See how that changed, right? All of a sudden, now it was my fault now, but now he comes out with a real reason. He's hungry.
Yeah, you busted me. Thanks a lot, Travis. Why don't you go first for final thoughts?
Two things. I have a confession. I kicked Tony. I kicked him out.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so, man. Poor Tony.
Yeah, when he came in all hot, eating his mic, that second part, I'm like, dude, what the hell? Back off. Anyway, the other thing for my final thoughts, Jimbo, are you still here? All right, well, anybody out there who knows French or knows someone who can and has time to read French, I've got some books and citations that I could use help with. So I was going to ask for some help that way.
Maybe
sure.
Help you
Yeah. I think I already DM'd him. So anybody, or anyway, anybody out there, just email me, rethinkthecurve@gmail.com. Thanks.
You're looking for book ideas for books to read, Travis?
No. I have original sources from like the 1800s on Mirage, but it's in French.
Oh, you're looking for a French translator. Okay.
Right. Because the citations are like this page and that page, so it's not, you don't have to read the entire book. But
you ought to go to France, find you a nice girl.
Ooh la la.
There you go. All right, thank you, Travis. Great presentation tonight, by the way.
Thanks.
Rockwell. Jim, oh, there he is. What's up, man? Any final thoughts, Rockwell? If you're talking, we can't hear you. Jimbo. Left lane.
I ain't got nothing. Thanks for the show, Brandon.
Thank you, Howard. Aaron.
Hey, Brandon, just jumped in last minute. Thanks again for having the show, and cheers to the panel.
Thank you. Paid NASA show.
Wait, I just dropped in. Sorry, I have nothing to say.
No problem. Paige. Bob Dole. Oh, he's on mute. Jeremy.
Yo, sign up for that Bitcoin shit. Everyone will make a couple bucks. It does cost energy, but you don't even notice it in your electric bill. And the globe's about as real as Metropolis. To the Batmobile.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. Bandsaw.
Yeah, no, you don't notice your energy bill until the end of the month, Jeremy. True that.
Don't worry about it. You'll pay for it later, Bandsaw. Don't even think about it.
Exactly. Anyway, mate, good show. Good show.
Thank you. Don.
Yeah, I came in here pretty late, man. Appreciate the show. Appreciate the feedback you guys have. All I say is forgive, overcome, don't take nothing personal, and thanks for the show.
Thank you. Global Virus Foe.
Yeah, great show as usual. And I just want a random little tidbit. I just from having observed for as long as I have now, Globers, when they debate flat earthers, like someone was mentioning before, I really think that even if I didn't know any of the subject matter, whatsoever, that just by telling how the two different sides debate, you can tell which one's honest and which one's not. So I'd rather choose honesty over anything else anyway, even if I didn't know the subject matter.
100% agree with you there. Thank you. My final thoughts. Thanks to the panel for being on the show. Much appreciated. And thank you, Travis, for your presentation. Be back tomorrow night and come up with some stuff to talk about. Still looking for debate ideas. Fight the Flat Earth did want to do a simulcast debate with me. I'm not so hot on the idea, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Leave him alone.
I told you how to do it, Brandon.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I told you how to do it, bro.
Fight the flare. Fight the flare. That guy? He don't even know what a tangent plane is.
I told you how to do it, bro. Tell him 2 minutes. Make a 2-minute video. We'll respond or something, and then we'll go back and forth like that.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, we could apply that to that.
That way, he needs Adderall. He's bouncing off the fucking walls, that guy. So this way, there won't be no interrupting and crazy shit going on.
Yeah, and I'm not getting double teamed. He likes to double team people on there.
Yeah. 2 minutes. Tell him to make a 2-minute video clip or pick a topic or something. You know, we'll go back and forth in YouTubes. We're not having no shit show happen where they double team you and shit. Fuck that.
Right. Yeah,
all I want to do is make a plaything out of you, Brandon. That's all I want to do is make a plaything out of you.
He's got some little fag bitch boy on there that plays with dolls or some shit.
But listen, Brandon, do you think it would benefit your channel to do the Fight the Flat Earth?
Oh, probably. We'll probably pick up some, audience a little bit.
I mean, lay down not too many rules, but just a couple of strict rules. 1-on-1, no tag teaming, and keep it civil, because I would advise you not to go over there just to go over there. I don't agree with the tactic. But if it would benefit the channel, I would do it.
You need an independent moderator, Brandon. If you're going to do it, pick an independent moderator.
Yeah, tell him his little friend that plays with dolls can have the night off that night.
I think the topic is independent, right, Bandsaw? So I know what you're getting at by saying we need an independent moderator to moderate two voices coming in hot, but you can't regulate Fight the Flat Earth. That guy, like Jeremy said, he's fucking wigged out, right? He's whacked out, okay? Brandon is calm, cool, collected, willing to argue, willing to make points, willing to listen, willing to, but what's a moderator going to do at that point, right? The topic itself is independent.
I try to get him to come over here.
All he's trying to do, Aaron, is just create a shit show and get buddy some sound bites that he can make memes out of. That's all. That's all he's trying to
Come
do.
over here.
I agree.
Don't come on Discord.
I'm nowhere near as good a
Discord.
debater as he is. I mean, that's what he does. He's good at the debate thing. Not saying he's right about anything, but he's just good at that psychological warfare piece of it.
I'm telling you, 2-minute video YouTube clips where I'll go back and forth with him.
I don't know about that. Fight the Flat Earth believes that people that don't wear a mask it's our fault that 2 million people died.
Yeah,
of course.
Like mass murderers.
What an idiot.
Well, no. If we've killed 2 million people there, Don, we're not murderers, we're conquerors.
That's his claim, dude. You guys are the fault. You're to blame for 2 million people dying.
That's crazy. I can't believe somebody said that. All right. Well, I'll think about it, guys. But anyway, thanks. I'll be back. And I'm not going to record an after show since Travis is going to be on. And I did put the link to his thing in Discord. I'm sure he'll spam it, and I'll put it in YouTube once again. So we'll see you guys over there. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you later. Have a good night.
So, Bansa, I was wondering about...
Okay. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. We'll see you tomorrow, and who knows what'll happen. Have a good night. I'll see you over at Travis's if you head over there. Bye.